And you know how Bungie, you say sometimes Bungie actually listened to us or took our advice or whatever, right? Well, I think there's another instance of that, because remember when I was complaining about how oppressive hand cannons are and how they're evil and should not be in the game? Bungie have heard my cries. So
Did they?
they're buffing them.
But never fear.
Hand cannons aren't quite as oppressive as they could be.
Yeah. Never fear, though.
Oh, you want to see
We are getting an
oppressive?
auto rifle nerf.
Yeah, because that's what people have been
That's what we
clamoring
wanted, an auto
for.
rifle nerf. We finally got an auto rifle meta after all this time, and they're nerfing the auto rifles and buffing hand cannons again.
Yeah.
Like we haven't lived here before.
Before we get too far into it, we need to check. Have we got a stream to start off with?
I've been streaming for a while. Yeah, why?
Are we? Are we? I was going to say visible, but are we listenable on your stream?
Audible.
Yeah, they've been hearing out the whole time.
Can the people hear the words?
Can the people hear us?
Dag nabbit. Why?
Hi, people. Hello.
Because I don't want to get halfway through the show and then you realise that nobody can hear us and they can only hear you, and it's
It's
one-sided conversation.
It's usually like 5 minutes or so.
So,
Well, I
So
just
I've
wanted to
got a-
check before we get there.
well, I have an important question, Respawn.
What?
If I go to twitch.tv/no one responds in real life, why is it telling me to check out this Destiny stream from 7 days ago?
Oh, no.
What? I'm streaming.
I don't think you are. I don't think
Let's
Twitch
restart
knows
it.
you are. Did you tell?
Let's
Did you tell
restart
Twitch?
it. Let's restart it. Stop it.
No, it says you're offline. See, I'm
Did you
glad
tell-
that I asked
did
these
you tell
questions
Twitch?
before we get going.
Well, I mean, I just restarted it. Is it still offline?
How are people to get their 2 hours of Diamond Medallion if you can't even be bothered to stream? I streamed the other day just for the heck of it. I had an evening free and I was like, let's just put the stream on for a couple hours and go play Supremacy
it
for a while.
says Stream Elements, no one respawns is now live. Are you telling me I'm not live?
Now you're live.
Now you're
You are
live.
now.
But it said that before.
Did you have anybody speak to you in the chat and go, "Hi, Respawn, we're here"?
Honestly, I don't usually have people like that. T-Rex King, I guess, gave up on Destiny. I ain't seen him in a minute.
Did you pull up your stream preview or your own page and go, let's make sure there's something there?
I actually never do that.
Oh, I'm so glad that I asked the question.
Which explains so many things.
So let's roll the titles and get into the show.
Titling.
Welcome to Two Titans and a Hunter, a Destiny 2 podcast. Dedicated in bringing you all the latest information, news, and opinions. This is the best show for new and veteran Guardians alike, where we share tips, tricks, and tools to help you succeed and enjoy playing even more. So with all that said, let me hand you over to your hosts, the Triumph Hunting Titan Nitedemon, the pink-panted pansy Peroty, and your Hunter Master Ranger, Mr. No One Respawns in Real Life!
Oh, boy. You know what I love? Having people that are not AFK in a Grandmaster knife, or not Grandmaster,
This
but in
isn't
a
a
Nightfall.
Grandmaster. You're not playing a Grandmaster. You're just
I
playing.
corrected myself. I said, never mind, in a Nightfall. I had been playing so many Grandmasters that I just got used to saying Grandmaster.
So have you gotten a good slammer sword this week?
No, he
I haven't
hasn't.
gotten any
Don't ask him.
sword
Don't ask
this
him.
week.
Oh, I was bemoaning to Blue this morning that I've run, I don't know, a number of just the match-made Nightfalls, and I've gotten 2 to drop.
Yeah,
They're not
match-made?
anything worth writing. Yeah, just the Guardian Games Nightfalls, not anything, not like harder ones, not
I
higher
haven't
level
gotten
ones.
any from these. What? I don't even think it's
Yeah.
possible.
Yeah,
It
well,
is.
I mean, I can tell you it's possible.
Oh,
Just
biscuit.
the rates are not good. I feel like the rates are worse. I heard someone, and I can't remember now. I wish I had saved the tweet. Someone saying like, "Oh, the drop rate's really good in the Guardian Games Nightfall playlist for weapons." I'm going, I don't believe you.
No, it
That was in our
I've-
chat. They said that too, and I didn't believe them then either.
Okay, I couldn't remember where I saw it. I was like, because in the last 3 weeks, I've gotten very few drops from Nightfalls, and I've run a fair number of them because I'm trying to when I can get on when there's an actual focused event, trying to participate in the focused event because
I don't think
why
I've
not?
managed to focus any event so far. I've just
It's
been on, and I've been on the wrong character, and it's always I was playing on the Warlock. The Warlock flag was high up in the sky, and it went
And then
the Titans
Titans won.
won.
Yep.
And I'm like,
Speaking of the slam, I just got one.
there you go.
Well, see, there we go.
There
Our
we
luck
go.
has blessed you. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
even just like every time I get on, it's always like, oh, 6 hours till your next focused event. I'm like, Bungie, why bother? I actually played a bunch of Nightfalls the other day while the event was focused and getting the packages to drop, which are just medallions. So it's not like it's worth it really.
Yeah.
But it's like, oh, I've at least been able to see how this event works week 3 as it's about to come to an end, because it just I still fail to understand how this was meant to work. When you get on, it's like 3.5 hours till your next focusing thing. I'm like, why so long? What are we meant to do before that? Like, this is kind of the whole thing.
No, we just wait. We wait patiently. You wait patiently until Bungie say go, and then we all run.
I mean, if the Olympic Games have taught me anything, that it is all about waiting. The longer you wait, that's really the entire thing.
See, if you wait long enough, the year 1 weapons from Destiny 2 will come back into the game, and you won't have to grind any of the raids, any of the dungeons. You'll just have to play their new game mode, and they'll give them to you.
Yeah, just wait for them to be showered upon you.
Yeah,
I mean, that's my entire game plan.
I did get a Slammer Sword this week, and I got an Adept one. Managed to do a Grand Master. I got one with Demolitionist and Chain Reaction, and I was thinking, oh no, I don't really want that one. I wanted the one with the bait and the switch and the cold steel. But then for my sword build for my Titan, I was thinking, do I really want that? Because when I'm guarding and I do the odd,
actually using the sword for anything, you're just holding it, going, look at how shiny this is.
Yeah, but when I do the single attack on one of the enemies, do I want to regenerate my grenade? That would be nice. Do I want to kind of make everything explode around me when I do that one single swing with chain reaction? That'll also be nice. So I think I found my own god roll. So for my stronghold build, I thought that's perfect. I don't need to go and get another Adept Slammer Sword. And I can put Adept big ones on there, or I can put any of the other Adept mods on there that I've kind of managed to kind of claw throughout playing Destiny. So I'm quite happy with my Adept Slammer Sword.
You know, and I got to bring that to somebody's attention, because you make a good point. That is your god roll, right?
Yeah.
Like with the submachine gun and a lot of guns that I talk about that have the void stuff where it's destabilizing, and the other thing that goes with that I can't remember.
Repulsor brace.
So like, but it doesn't give you extra damage. I'm like, it does. It causes explosions and it weakens them. And if you're a hunter like me, lots of health regen, lots of other stuff that goes into your kit that works simultaneously and, more importantly, infinitely. So for me, that is a god roll for the title, for example, right?
Yeah.
But, you know, you got a whole bunch of flack for that. No.
You still haven't gotten your title? I'm sorry.
Everybody that I've played with so far has gotten that role except for me. And I'd love to be like, you know, this is just Respawn complaining and being facetious, but this is actually a literal statement. Anybody who I've run these damn things with have gotten the role before me. Even Peroty, who wasn't even with me, who just happened to have been talking to me at the time, got it.
Just in your orbit, within earshot.
Just to clarify, what is your god roll? Is it repulsor brace and destabilizing rounds?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. That's it.
Your gods gave me that role, I think, day 1.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm not even surprised, let's be honest.
And it's still sitting in my postmaster. It's like, you can stay there because I'm not going to use you just yet, but when the time comes, you may come out of there. So, yeah.
Yeah, I got that one.
I mean, unless you're rocking a void build, it's not going to do you any good, honestly. I mean, I can see that. It's not going to do any good on like an arc build or a solar or a stasis or whatever. But if you're rocking void, especially void hunters,
it's all about the horde mode respawn. We're all about horde modes now. Well, I just want to make everything explode. Yeah, I want to make everything explode. I want to strap detonators to everyone's chest, and I want to send them out into battle around Sweeperbot to make them die. That's all I'm about now.
Because that's what your void does, that, and it attaches those like void exploding thingies.
Well, no, everybody can have access to that. You just have to kind of build into your subclass for it.
Yeah, but Titans, like, you specialize in that, don't you? With like,
we specialize in a lot of
or whatever.
We do specialize in a lot of things.
Death and destruction.
Death, yeah, mainly death. So, did you guys manage to do any more trials last weekend or beginning of this weekend? And did you get a summoner to drop, or 2, or 3, or 4.
Didn't do any trials
I
this
did get a
weekend.
summoner to drop. Yeah,
Okay.
I got a summoner to drop. I did learn that the man who sent Blue and I messages after you dropped 19, and I can't remember if we talked about it last week. Like Blue and I played a couple more rounds, just saying,
Yeah,
let's
you
go in
were
with
saying,
the
yeah.
two of us and just see what happens. So we earned a couple more engrams, and I got a number of summoners. Not quite the one I'm looking for, but I got a number of tasty rolls I want to play with. That I just they're all sitting on the warlock, going, you can sit here. I'll get to you eventually.
What role are you
What are you
looking
looking for? Overflow and incandescent or what?
Well, I've got Overflow and Rampage from the old summoner, so that one I've got covered. That one could be fun. I really want the kill clip one because again, that just sounds like lots of fun.
It actually is. It's a new staple of a lot of my solo builds. It's really good.
Yeah. Like I've got a number with target lock. I've got a golden tricorn heal clip on it. I've got a target lock perpetual motion, a target lock Zen moment that I want to play with. Perpetual motion onslaught sounds like it could be fun. So I need to just take these out and go, are you any good? Golden Tricorn Zen Moment and a tap the trigger dynamic sway, which I think could also be good fun. So I've got this bushel of them, and I'm going, I don't really know which of these is the best and which of these I should be keeping.
Yeah, that's what I was like. I was like, I think I know what I want. I think I wanted Onslaught with something else, maybe a bit like Hill Clip and Onslaught with like high caliber rounds, and then make it a little bit stable with a lot of range. But then I was like, didn't get any with Onslaught to drop. And I'm like, I'm really disappointed because I really, really wanted one with Onslaught.
Mm-hmm.
But I did manage to go in and finish out my Passage of Persistence. I was very, very persistent with my passage. And I can tell you that last weekend, that card was like so bugged and it was unbelievable. I knew about the bug that if you got a loss on the card to start off with, you had to refresh it and kind of reset it every single time. So every time we got a loss to start off with, I would refresh it, get it back up, and try again. We got a win, and I then kind of continued from that win. But after I got that win, I got a loss, and then I got 2 more wins and carried on. And I was getting kind of win, loss, win, loss, win, loss. Got to the 7 wins, and nothing. And I was like, how is this meant to kind of work? Do I go and see Saint 14? I stood in front of Saint 14 for quite some time going, do I give you this card and you give me something? Or
did you put on the feeding pigeon emote? You had to put on the feeding pigeon emote and feed the pigeon with him for 45 minutes first. And then he would give you a token to take to the gunsmith. And then
I was really gutted. I was like, I managed to get to the 7 wins. And for I don't know what reason it was, but last weekend you had to get 2 wins in a row without a loss to start off with. So I then had to go back in, get 2 wins in a row to give myself that backstop. And then I thought, well, at that point, if I do get a loss, it'll take me back down to 1, but then won't go any further. And the thing to look out for then was that it would kind of come up with the red X in the flawless box. But then mine stayed yellow throughout, and I played a couple of games here and there. I think on Monday or even Tuesday morning, I kind of managed to finish it out. And my role that I got was Golden Tricorn or Incandescent with Zen Moment, High Caliber Rounds or Alloy Mag with Extended Barrel or Arrowhead Break. And it had a range masterwork. And then I could put an Adept range or whatever else I wanted kind of in there as well. And I was like, it's all right. I got an Adept for my trouble. And I carried on playing on the card because it says after you kind of get your 7 wins, you get a chance at getting more drops after the wins. And I was thinking, does it give you more adepts after if you keep playing and getting wins? And I got a couple of wins afterwards, quite a few losses, and didn't kind of get any other adepts to drop after that, just even for persisting basically after that. And I was like, oh, okay, then, it's what it is what it is. And I think I got to something like rank 14 in trials from just playing last weekend. And I had loads of engrams, threw them at Saint 14 and got things like the Hill Clip, Kill Clip. I got one with Hill Clip and Target Lock. I got one with Subsistence and Rampage. And then a couple of other ones that I've kind of deleted over time. And I still wasn't sure about this Adept role until I came across a video from Say Wallabra. And his god role was Golden Tricorn, with Zen Moment, and I think he had Ricochet rounds on there, with Full Bore. And he said, look, go with me on Full Bore. He said, I know it kind of takes down the stability on this, but gives you plus 15 in range. I think he had 80 range and something like 44 stability on it. And he said, anything over 40 on this auto rifle does not matter. He said, as long as you've got Zen Moment on there, you can go to town. And I'll throw his video into the show notes. But I'm now kind of convinced that maybe I should be able to use this, because even though I've got this Adept and I've had it all week, I haven't actually used it in Crucible. I've been playing a bit of competitive, and I've been playing a bit more Trials last night when it kind of dropped. But I haven't kind of whipped out this Summoner Adept, because I was like, do I really want to use it? Is it the gun for me? Because I was using the build that I told you guys about last weekend, which was I think it was True Vanguard, put out the Warlock build with the Child of the Old Gods and the Bribines. So that was good fun, throwing out the Child of the Old Gods and going collecting it and then throwing it out again. And that was pretty cool, because that was really distracting people with this little thing annoying them. And I was able to kind of come in and shoot them.
Oh, we played a team this morning that built all into Threadlings. It was just like an army of, like, I've never seen so many Threadlings coming at me at once. They were all like, you want Threadlings? We'll give you every Threadling. Sorry.
Yeah.
Continue your story.
No, it's fair enough.
It just reminded me of the flashback of turn the corner. Oh, Threadlings.
Yeah. So, I mean, that was good fun. And I started off using like Jade Rabbit, and I think I was using the sidearm, which I can't find now. Where's my sidearm?
Heliocentric or something?
Heliocentric, that's it. Yeah, the Jade Rabbit and the Heliocentric. And I was thinking, well, I don't want to kind of be tied into the Jade Rabbit. So maybe if I look at something else that is very similar to the Jade Rabbit. And what I kind of came across is the Guiding Sight from Iron Banner. And I had one that had, where was it? It was an older one that had Iron Grip on there. So it gave me plus 20 to stability, but minus 30 in reload. I had Rapid Hit and Flared Magwell with a range masterwork, and I put a targeting adjuster on there. And although the range on the Jade Rabbit was 85, I had 84 on this thing. Stability on the Jade Rabbit was 80, but I had 49. But then I had Rapid Hit, which also kind of bumped up the stability on there, which was pretty cool. And the recoil on the Jade Rabbit is 100, but the Guiding Sight was 75. So it's still down the middle. And I was like, I'll use that. And I did pretty well with that. And then I looked in my vault and I was like, oh, I've got another one, a more recent one that is Stasis, I believe. Yeah, because they changed the kind of element on it. And this one had 85 range, same as the Jade Rabbit, 29 stability. But what it also had was Precision Instrument, which is dealing sustained damage increases precision damage. It also had Enlightened Action, which is dealing damage improves reload speed and handling. It also had the Flared Magwell and Extended Barrel with a range masterwork, put targeting adjuster on there. Recoil of 85, had 13 in the magazine, so it's got 3 more than the Jade Rabbit. And the reload was it's comparable to the Jade Rabbit. Jade Rabbit's 54, this one I've got is 51. So I was like, I'm not really losing out on anything here. You know, I mean, the stability doesn't seem to matter. I mean, as long as you're hitting those headshots or getting damage on those people, it will then give you the extra damage on the precision hits. So I was kind of flip-flopping between that. And then I was thinking, well, what do I want to kind of use as my secondary? Because I was coming up against a lot of conditional finalities, and that was really frustrating. And I think we were talking about it last week, weren't we, Respawn? You were going, well, you know, if they've shot their 2 shots and then they don't get any more unless they get so many extra kills to get their green ammo. What I saw a video from, I think it was Grenadier Jake, who showed people a trick that he said you could do. If you put on 3, I think it was stasis ammo mods on your chest. What's the ones on the chest? Is that the I can't remember the name of the things now.
No,
reserves.
Through the holster. Oh,
reserves.
Okay, I was like,
yeah. So what they would be doing is at some point during the game, they would flip flop between their normal chest piece and this chest piece to give them extra reserves when they got close to kind of getting their green ammo back, or when they first started, to have more reserves when they first started. So yeah, that was a thing. Apparently he wasn't doing it, but he just kind of showed it in a little kind of video on TikTok. This is what kind of you could do, which probably people have been doing realistically. So that explains that. And I was like, what could kind of combat something like that? And I was thinking, do I go for like the Devil's Ruin with the laser beam and things like that. But I mean, when things get nerfed like it has done recently, it kind of puts you off, even though I have seen a video to show that it's still not that bad. You know, you can still get these one-shot kills with it. It's doing really good in PvP. But then the one I kind of turned to was the Trespasser. And I was like, this is interesting. And this one is when you get a kill, after you reload, it kind of does a spray of like burst damage. And it's very good for the follow-up kill. So what I was doing was getting a kill with the Trespasser, and then, you know, I'd get the Titan charging me down with his shotgun, and I wouldn't even have to headshot them. Oh dear, we've lost respawn.
They'll be back.
Yeah. So yeah, I was bursting them down after I got the first kill and getting the reload. So that was pretty cool because, yeah, as I said, I wanted to kind of use something like a sidearm or a submachine gun, but I found that the sidearm was doing me a lot better in Trials anyway. I did try again this week to try and use the same kind of loadout with the Guiding Sight and the Trespasser on my Warlock, and I was finding that it didn't seem to be the right map for it. I mean, maybe it was just that I wasn't gelling with the teams, because I think I only got like 1 or 2 wins here and there.
Yeah, and I was sort of jumping around on roles this morning trying to figure out, because I basically went from I jumped on the Warlock because, again, if I'm going to play even semi-competitive PvP, I'm going to grab the Warlock. Something about that, you know, that kit. I think it's crutching on abilities for the most part. Going, I have a Child of the Old Gods, or I can use a cheesy slide in and rain down electricity move if I'm with a team that like knows to look for that. I can sort of disorient people a little bit. Other than, I mean, and you know, I mean, this was, you know, Blue and I, who are, you know, bottom tier Trials players, and we had gone with a buddy of his who's at least been flawless a time or two. So like, you know, he's not, you know, Trials God Grenadier Jake, but he's good enough to hold his own and go flawless. Yeah. So it's like, and the matchmaking was no different than when it was the three of us, Nitedemon, going in all, you know, under, you know, 60% or more, you know, bottom of that half Trials teams. It was still absolutely giving us, you know, adept, just wiping the floor with us, going, I think I saw him before I died. That he somehow just like murdered me. I mean, I'll give him credit. The different weapons I was murdered with, it's a much, you know, a lot of it's, you know, still adapting his hammers, because of course there are. But we were cloud struck, we were adjudicated, we were necrochasmed, we were adjudicated again, we were firefrighted, we were Surosed. So I mean, at least we're getting killed by different things, but it still doesn't change the outcome at all. But I mean, I was jumping between, you know, sort of between a messenger, the Suros, the Firefright, the Might of Multi-Tool, you know, the Amit, the Summoner. I put one of my igneous hammers on that I can't use at time to time just to try to see what I could do. There's so many. I mean, the Necrochasm Nightdemon.
No,
the speed at which that thing merged. There was a team with a Necrochasm and a Vex. We might as well have just emoted. It was just like you start to see the bullets come your way and you're dead. I mean, just absolutely. The time to kill is negative. I think I was dead before the match loaded in. It was that quick. It was vicious.
Yeah, I got a video from True Vanguard this week. I think he only posted it today or yesterday about the Necrochasm basically becoming the meta. It is the meta. And it's not like any other 720 RPM auto rifles because of exotic perks on there. So it's just something completely different.
Yeah, I saw a couple people a few people in Supremacy this week with it, and man, it just, I mean, it's on another level.
It's got the old kind of perks that the Rhetoric Broadsword had. So it's got the Outlaw and it's got the Desperation or the Desperado kind of thing. So Desperation is reloading after a precision final blow or final blow with the Cursed Thrall explosion, increases your rate of fire and improves stability and aim assist. It's also got ricochet rounds and arrowhead break. So the stability on it is 74 and the range is 34. But I believe True Vanguard was pointing out that most of the other 720 RPMs only have like a range, a base range of like 25, and you have to kind of build into making that more rangier. And sometimes that kind of hinders the stability on these weapons, whereas Necrochasm has it out of the gate and you don't have to really worry about it. It's just amazing. So yeah,
it's silly.
I will drop that into the show notes.
Okay. Yeah. I've got a different True Vanguard video I was going to mention when we get there.
Okay. We could mention it now as we're talking about True Vanguard. We could spice things up. We could throw things in the mix.
Ooh, we really could.
Really,
Yeah,
people get people guessing here.
Yeah, I was just enjoying his, something is seriously wrong in Crucible PvP, because he was talking about going, hey, I've been solo queuing just into Supremacy for Guardian games.
Yes, I saw that one as well.
Just how, sort of just confirming what we've all been saying, the matchmaking, like something is broken with the matchmaking. And he was finding a couple of matches going, well, here's my team, and here's me again, like performing well. I don't think he had any hey, this is my 60 kill game. It was like, I got 20 kills on this game, and then everyone else on his team was like 8, 5, 3, 6, 0, and the team he was against was like 25, 22, 18, 16. It's like, how are these match teams? And he was going and looking in the more details, going like, okay, like the other team, it's like 5 people are like top 50%, maybe even top 40 or 30%, PvP players overall.
Yeah.
And he's like, then my team, it's me and everybody who is in the bottom 50% of all the PvP players, you buy ELO or whatever. And it's like, so allegedly, even if we're snake drafting, like allegedly we are, because I think he did like Supremacy and Control, which use, again, I've lost track of theoretically what matchmaking they're actually using. But he's like, I ran Supremacy and it's using this matchmaking, and I ran Control and it's using this one, and I'm basically having the same experience everywhere I go. And yeah, man, he was loading as a solo, so it wasn't like he was in with 3 other streamers. It was like he's like, I'm just going in and trying to have a good time, just playing the event, not trying to slay out, not trying to go flawless, just jumping into casual Crucible with whatever and sort of recording my experience, and it was all over the place.
Yeah, they did say they were going to update the director to say what kind of drafting it was, or what kind of matchmaking it was going to be, but I haven't actually seen that yet. Not that I've actually looked for it. It could be there, but yeah, I think that's also the video that he then spoke about his Trials experience from last weekend, and it was quite funny to hear from his point of view. It was the same thing that we were saying last week, that we were hoping to get matched up with the Trials gods, and he was the Trials god going, I'm getting matched up with these blueberries that have got like negative KDs, and I'm having to play with them. Not that I'm complaining, but I'm having to play with them. And it's like, we want you. That's who we want to be paired up with if we want to kind of get our 1 or 2 wins to kickstart our card off, basically.
Yeah.
So I watched that one as well.
Yeah. It's just like, it's like making the point, nobody is happy with this. Nobody on either end of, top 50, bottom 50%, nobody is happy with this current matchmaking situation and what is going on with it. Cause like something like this has changed. Like, I swear, again, Matt, and I haven't gone into competitive in the last week or two, but again, I think if I were to say, if you were to ask me, where have I seen the most consistently actually competitive games? Like, the teams I'm with, and again, I'm 99% of the time I'm going in solo if I'm playing PvP. It's been in competitive. Like that's where I've seen the best matchmaking. And I'm not necessarily performing any better, but the games are closer. I actually feel like there's changes I could make or adjustments I can make to my playstyle to do better. Sixes, it's just kind of a free for all. There's just too many people. Even if you're good, I'm still going to get murdered because there's just so many people. I think it's, the combination between the 3 people, but it actually feels balanced. It's not like, here's True Vanguard in the lobby against you, and then you, and you're going, why are we ever seeing each other? Like, it actually feels like it's looking at people going, let's match them up. And the lag I've seen this week, the number of people I have seen teleporting around maps. Just Guardian game supremacy. Again, this isn't anything complex. This isn't this isn't Trials or competitive. Just the number of people going, I watch you just teleport from here to here, and there's no. And I'm like, I'm not playing with you. I'm not playing with Andy in Australia. Like, I'm not playing on a distant server. I'm playing on a U.S. East Coast server with other presumably U.S. East Coast people, and just the connectivity has been terrible. Just like, not every match, but some matches, like, you'll just have 3 or 4 people just absolutely teleporting all over the place.
I haven't seen that, and I've played a little bit more competitive this week. I've got a bit more confidence of kind of, hopefully there'll be some more people in competitive so that I can actually get placed. And I managed to play my 3 or 4 games that I needed to be placed. And I got placed in Silver 2, and I've now managed to get myself into Silver 1. So I'm like,
Nice.
I think I'm doing good. But it's very yin and yang. It's very, you could have like the best match, or it could be very close with like 4-5, 3-5, 5-3 kind of matches. And it's very, I like it, but I don't like the game modes as such. I say game modes.
Yeah.
I don't mind the survival thing because that kind of is very Trials-esque. And
it just don't get shot in the face. But the countdown,
countdown rush. I'm like,
I don't think anybody likes the countdown. It's like I appreciate like the objectiveness of it, but there's so many times where you've killed the other team, you should be able to disarm the bomb, and you just run out of time. And I understand that's how the enemy team,
but it's like them very close to where you're trying to turn the bomb off, and I'm like, I've just killed you 3. I've just only started pushing the button, and it's only halfway round, and I'm being shot in the face. No.
Yeah, it's and I know they have 16 versions of Countdown now, but it's all the game modes you could have chosen and you have in your inventory. That's not the one. That's not the one that I enjoy playing. And and I feel like sometimes I'll go and I'll just get that one like every single match. I'm like, I know I could just play a survival. Like I know I could just play just hunt each other down and do lives. Like I know this exists, but man, does not seem to come up sometimes.
No, I think it should be things like elimination. It should be survival. It should be 3v3 clash. It should be things that kind of help you to hone your skills to go into trials and be competitive. Because let's face it, apart from like the capturing of the flag in trials, that's the only kind of objective that you need to worry about. And if you've managed to slay the other team, you don't need to worry about the flag. It's like I thought that's what competitive was meant to be. Maybe they should do a kind of separate game mode for these other like countdown rush and countdown this, countdown that.
Yeah. Have you had any problems with just matchmaking times getting into things this week? Or I mean, really in all of Guardian games, but like I honestly gave up on Gambit because I was sitting for minutes trying to find a match. It just could not find 8 people to play Gambit. And I'm going, I know the population is low. Even when it was a featured playlist, even when it was the, hey, Guardian Games featured thing, I just like the load times. I was spending more time waiting for games than playing games. I've had a little bit of the same problem with like Supremacy and Crucible this week. Nightfall's not so much because there's 3 of you, and I assume it just says 1, 2, 3, here you go, now you're good. Yeah, it's not trying to do any intelligence, but like some of the load times, I'm like, I am not the top 10% trials god who are looking for matches to play, and this is Gambit. No one. What are you trying to do with Gambit? You're other than theoretically trying to say, oh, you need to be in a party with your same class, but no, you don't because we broke that week 1. Yeah. Like it just never finds a match. It'll get to like 5 and just sit there, and I'm going, you're telling me there's 5 of us in this entire country. But not 3 more. There's not 3 people anywhere who will play this. No. Like, it's Gambit. You know you don't care about it, Bungie. Just throw 8 people in there like you do with Crucible. Just do the same thing and it'll be fine.
Are you alright, Respawn? Are you back?
I have no internet in my home.
Oh, that's not great.
I was going to say, I'm missing the stream. I need the stream.
I'm aware. Only if there's an outage in my area.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, that blows. They're like, he can get online and play things and try to talk to people in different places. Nope, let's take your internet away.
Yeah. Now,
why would you want that?
I did see somebody in Trials last week, a hunter, with your build, Respawn, with your solar build, with the Tommy's Matchbook, and they absolutely slayed. It was unbelievable. He decimated everybody, and I just left nobody standing.
It does a ton of damage, and you heal. So it's kind of nutty. I'm not brave enough to take it into PvP, but you totally could.
I think you should, to be honest. I think it should be something that you try and rock into PvP.
Well, the problem is by the time, even if you preheat Tommy's, I'm still getting like 2-shot by hand cannon. So, I mean, Tommy's Matchbook might be doing some damage, but it's not going to outpace a 2-shot hand cannon. I guess. I don't know. Maybe. Who knows? It might. I don't know. I'm scared. I'm gonna make a phone call. I'll be back.
Okay.
Yeah, that's one I haven't seen this week. Although since we're mixing things up and putting things in different orders,
Yeah.
I thought it was funny. I watched both. I've been sort of following TDT, the Dream Team's his Zero to Ascendant challenge, just saying, can I basically start with a brand new day one character with day one broken armor and white guns, and basically the rule was I'm gonna play competitive, and again and he's a decent decent good competitive player. PvP player. He basically said, can I start with essentially, a day one character? And the rule is I can only use, equip any gear or use guns that I get while playing competitive. Obviously he has a vault full of things, but he's like, I can only get these things as I've done this, as I rank up and try to go from 0 to Ascendant and work his way up, stream over stream, time over time. So this week, the video starts with hey, in December 14th of 2022, he started this, saying like, hey, can we get this done? And he's on his Warlock with Blink. So finally, like this week, like March 2024, he finally got there on the Warlock. Because I think he's tried on the Hunter before, and I can't remember if he started the Titan, but he mentioned in this video, wanting to do the same thing with a Titan and his Hunter at some point. But just it basically said, this wasn't meant to be fun. This wasn't meant to be quick. It was meant to be a challenge of can I go do this? You sort of make your own game within the game. So he finally finished that this week, which I just enjoy. I enjoy his style anyway, and I enjoy his commentary and watching him play. But it was fun to see him finally finish that up. And in the same like couple of days, Fallout also put out a video. Can I get to max comp rank in 24 hours? Where he took a different tact of basically saying, I'm going to do 2 12-hour streams and just sort of just go in there, throw myself upon the mercy of the trials or the competitive gods, and just say, can I get into Ascendant? Not 10,000 top, to be top of Ascendant, but just into that rank at all. And with a couple of fun, my chat bet me this, so I did this, or I did a bet with some buddies this week, and now this is the thing we're doing. So a couple of caveats of like, there's some other fun things that sort of took place there as well in his run. But again, it was just fun. I mean, I enjoy watching his long streams anyway, but I enjoy his sort of condensed version of, hey, here was a long thing I did, and sort of how that worked out. I just thought it was funny that sort of in the same couple of days they both put out sort of similar videos in that regard.
Yeah. I also found, as we're talking videos, I found that Aztecross this week did all swords damage testing, which is quite helpful, especially for Respawn looking for his Slammer sword. And for Respawn, when he comes back, I will remind him just to let him know that the undercurrent should be going on the rotation of where they slipped in the Slammer sword. The Priastianax 4 bow was last week, and normally the undercurrent came after that in the rotation, but because we've had the Slammer sword in between, it should be the undercurrent, which is what Respawn was looking for last week, or he said he was looking for. So I found him 2 videos, one from Fallout Plays, which compares the undercurrent to the Forbearance, and one from Unknown, which goes over the God roll basically for the Forbearance 2.0,
Nice.
which is the undercurrent.
Checking to see if we get a connection to your router now. Still just waiting on that.
Welcome back to live troubleshooting.
Looks like we're back online, and it looks like my bandwidth is back where it should be.
Yay!
Hooray!
He's back.
Just running some tests.
Knock on wood again. Now I'm going to jinx myself here. I have not had, other than the house plant sitting near the router, that I know the day is coming when the router will get watered along with the house plants. So I'm preparing for that inevitability. But knock on wood, I've had so few problems with internet here. Now again, I'm going to say this, and then tomorrow or next week it'll be down. But it's been just stupidly reliable, and I'm going, I don't have to think about you. You just work. One of the few things in my life that it just functions all day, every day, and I don't have to think about it. I pay you every month and go, yes, please give me more of that sweet, sweet bandwidth.
The router's not the problem, though. The modem is the problem. The modem was stuck in the boot loop, not the router. Like I had Wi-Fi. It just said that there was no internet attached to the Wi-Fi. The modem was the one that was stuck with the boot loop, not the router.
One device
But
only.
they're saying that the router was the
devices.
problem. I'm like, we just had a conversation about how the modem is broken, but now the router is the problem. These guys, I don't think they know what they're doing. I'll be honest with you.
They'll no. So you never use the thing that the company provides you. You buy your own and you plug it in to the level Ethernet cable that comes from your FiOS box, and then you're happy forever and never have to think about it again.
I don't have FiOS Peroty.
Well, you should move because it is worth moving for. It is
We're
worth the
trying
pain
to
of
move.
moving.
We're trying to
Move to where the FiOS is, and then Verizon gives you a FiOS box, and then you never have to think about it again.
Oh, but Verizon? Yeah, I don't know about Verizon.
Verizon's wonderful. I pay them, and I
Verizon
never
as
have
a
to
phone
think about it.
company is wonderful, right? I'll give them that, but they're expensive, right? So what I did is I got rid of Verizon and I went with Visible,
Phone.
which still
yeah.
uses their towers without the price.
100%. Yeah, no, I do the same thing. Why would I pay $100 if I can pay $35 for the same thing?
Right? Right? And people
Yeah,
didn't
but-
believe me. They're like, wait, what's your phone bill? I'm like 90,
But
95. And they're like, for
yeah.
how many people? 2. How do you
Yeah.
do that? Visible.
Yeah, no, my wife and I each pay $35 a month for unlimited everything. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's great. It really is great. So I'm not shilling for Visible here, but just know if you pay for Verizon, because it is the best countrywide. Take this from somebody who travels for a living. Verizon's everywhere, right? And
Yeah.
you know, in the places it's not, it's because there's nothing there.
Yeah, no infrastructure either.
Yeah, that's what I mean. There's nothing there. There's no infrastructure. It's not that Verizon isn't there. It's that Verizon's not there. AT&T is not there. T-Mobile's not there. Sprint is not there. Nobody's there.
Well, I mean, Sprint's not there anyway, but that's Sprint's fault.
Yeah, I mean, Sprint is a creature of its own creation, so you can't really, judge
It
it.
doesn't exist anymore either.
Yeah, I really hope this doesn't come back to bite me in the butt one day. I tried to get a job with Sprint. Oh, wait, that's the guy that was talking smack about on a nationally syndicated radio show. Nope,
if
be me.
If you managed to get a job with Sprint in 2024 or afterwards, you would have had to use a time capsule or a time machine to go back in time to when Sprint was a
Sprint
thing.
is still an affiliate, right? They have a different name, but the parent company. No,
T-Mobile bought and consumed Sprint. There is no Sprint. Sprint's dead. Sprint's been dead for a while.
I'm sorry.
Welcome back to U.S.-based telecommunications chat.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, now that you're presumably back,
yes,
and can give us all of your spicy Onslaught hot takes.
Before we get to that, now that he is back, I've got a couple of videos that I want you to kind of check out, because you questioned last week. You said to me, when can I go and get my undercurrent grenade launcher? Well, Respawn, next week in the Nightfalls should be the week that it returns. And it's the highest Battlegrounds moon.
Oh, damn it!
Oh, sad face emoji.
You win some, you lose some.
I can't even get this GM this week. I've done this GM so many times, it's not that hard. But for some reason, this week, this GM is unobtainable. I don't know what's going on,
Corrupted.
And it's not just me.
Yeah.
I mean, if I was bad, I would say, you know what, I'm slacking or whatever, right? But it's not me. It's everybody dies. Even when we brought in a Titan for that glitch where you just break the shields, right? And that part's easy for sure. But then when you get to the boss, just like you're inundated in a firestorm of WTF is going on. You know what I mean? It is nutty. I don't know what the hell is going on.
Sounds like you need me to come and help you.
I mean, if we can get it done, I'm willing to take any assistance that I can get at this point. All right. I ain't even trying to show. I ain't even gonna be like, man, I ain't gonna do that, man. I'll forget you, night. No, at this point, bro, if you can help, let's go for real.
Well, what I can help with is telling people what is happening this upcoming week in Destiny. This is your weekly rundown of Season 23, Week 18, Season of the Wish. The Dreaming City this week is at a medium curse level, which means Petrivenge can be found in the Devilian Mist, and has a Oracle Engine mission for the next week. The Blind World features Hive enemies and the Plague, Korregar. The Ascendant challenge this week will be the Shattered Ruins, which can be located over in the Spine of Keris. On the Moon, the weekly story mission is a Mysterious Disturbance. The Trove Guardian is located in the Anchor of Light, while the Wandering Nightmare is the Nightmare of Jax, Claws of Zevra Wrath at the Hellmouth. Nightmare hunts Skolas, Pride, Omnigul, Anguish, and Zydron, Servitude. On Europa this week, Phylax the Warrior will be the Empire Hunt, Asterian's Abyss will be the Eclipse Zone, and the Exo Challenge will be Agility. Days of Eternity Legendary rounds are Fallen, Hive, and Zydron. The Scatterhorn armor set and the Wild Hunt armor set will be available in Days of Eternity with weapon set 1. Arsenic Bite 4B, Blast Batu, Corsair's Wrath, Deafening Whisper,
Dire Promise, Enigma's Draw, Escape Velocity, Giant 7 Rifle, Friction Fire, Royal Chase, True Prophecy, and Timeline's Vertex. The Witch Queen Weekly Story mission is The Ghost, Altar of Reflections Catalyst, and Altar of Reflections Pact. The Lightfall Weekly mission is Downfall, the Partition mission will be Ordnance, and the Vex incursion this week will be Umsha Park. The Krota's End Raid Challenge this week is the 4th encounter, Krota, Son of Oryx, called All for One. The Root of Nightmares Raid Challenge this week is the 1st encounter, Cataclysm, called Illuminated Torment. The Kingsfall Raid Challenge this week is the 5th encounter, Oryx, called Hands Off. The Vow the Disciple Challenge this week is the 2nd encounter, The Caretaker, called Base Information. The Deepstone Crypt Challenge this week is the 4th encounter, Tanix, called The Core 4. The Garden of Salvation Challenge this week is the 4th encounter, Sanctified Mind, called 0 to 100. And the Last Wish Challenge this week is the 5th encounter, Riven, called Strength of Memory. Your pinnacle raid will be the Vault of Glass over in the Legends tab, which means all challenges will be available for each encounter, with the exotic fusion rifle Vex Smith class being farmable from the final boss. The pinnacle dungeon will be the Shattered Throne over on the Dreaming City, and the exotic mission rotator will be Vox Obscura, with the Dead Messenger exotic grenade launcher being the main reward. The Season of the Risen weapon set, plus the Tusk Allegiance armor set. We have now had all 66 challenges over the first 10 weeks of the season. So, as a reminder, if you complete 63 out of the 66, you can get a large pile of Bright Dust to spend at the Eververse store in-game. Lost Sectors, Tuesday Skydock 4 in the EDZ for exotic gauntlets, Wednesday the Quarry on the EDZ for exotic chests, Thursday Aphelios Rest on the Dreaming City for exotic helmets, Friday Bay of Drowned Wishes on the Dreaming City for exotic boots, Saturday Chamber of Starlight on the Dreaming City for exotic gauntlets, Sunday Perdition on Europa for exotic chests, and Monday Bunker E15 on Europa for exotic helmets. Also, this week's weapon rotation will start on set 4 on Tuesday's reset. Our 18th featured Nightfall will see us face off against Once Forest the Exhumed Tether in the Heist Battlegrounds Moon, with the Undercurrent Grenade Launcher being the featured weapon. The 66 Control node will feature Control, Mayhem in the Party Relentless playlist, Clash in the 3v3 playlist, the new game mode Collision in Crucible Labs, and Trials of Osiris Dominion at the weekend. This week we'll also see bonus Trials ranks available all weekend long. Plus, we still have Moments of Triumph 2023 and Riven's Wishes. Also, as a reminder, you can collect a free pile of 700 Bright Dust from the Eververse store every week up until the final Shapes release. And that's it for the 18th week of Season of the Wish.
Anything good?
I've just told you. There's the Undercurrent.
Oh, that. Okay. Yeah.
And then you've got Trials ranks, because we don't know what the Trials weapon is going to be next week. It's probably going to be something like, I don't know, the glaive, or
It's a surprise.
sniper rifle is the adept one.
It hasn't been the summoner yet since it's come back, right?
Yes,
Yes, it has. So
last
it's
weekend.
That us
I
and
didn't know
the
summoner
entire,
was the adept. Yeah.
the entire internet told you about.
Yeah, and we
Probably.
told you about it because we were farming it. We were trying
Sorry,
desperately
I didn't
to get one.
retain it. Whatever. Whatever.
So, the exciting news that we have this week.
We have exciting news.
We do
This is
have
gonna be
exciting
listening.
news. Well,
What's
Bungie had
exciting?
exciting news that they did a live stream to show us their excitement for Onslaught.
Part of it, anyway.
Onslaught. How cool is that? It's Firefight, it's Horde, it's in Destiny, and it's coming soon.
Let's
And
see
I'm
how
excited.
exciting it is. The only thing that I find exciting is the potential for weapons to come back, right? So somebody made a comment, Rick, my intro's too long for this YouTube channel, Cactus, said that he thinks that the Not Forgotten is coming back, right? No, not Forgotten. What was it? This is the other one. Luna's Howl. Luna's Howl is not coming back, right? Or is coming back.
Yeah, have you seen the
Because of the shape of the
artwork
gun,
in the
right?
TWAB this week?
Yeah, well, the thing is that gun is nice. Don't get me wrong; it's great for PvP. But it was great for its time because it could 3-tap. Any resilience. Well, all hand cannons can 3-tap any resilience now. So, is it really that good anymore? But
I don't think it's that it has to be that good anymore. I think it's that the sandbox has changed quite a lot since we had those overpowered weapons. So maybe now's the time to bring them back, maybe slightly differently, or bring them back as they were and see how they do in this sandbox, because they will be able to be adjusted individually, which is quite exciting.
Yeah, but what would be the point? Because its whole thing is if you get 2 headshots, that third headshot has extra damage. Well, you can 3-tap headshot anybody in the game with a hand cannon anyway of that archetype. If I'm not mistaken, somebody correct me on that, right? But hell, you can even 2-tap hand cannons nowadays. So,
Yeah, that's one thing that Fallout mentioned in his 24 hour of competitive stream video recap we talked about earlier, is like one of the challenges his chat made him was like to go use sunset weapons, and he's like, the sunset weapons were good when they were sunset, but things have moved on and power crept so much that they're no longer coming back in the state that they were. The game has changed dramatically since then. And I don't remember exactly which weapons plural he used, but it's like there's different things now, and we're in a different place of it may be a good weapon, but it's not going to be the oppressive monster it was, and nor should it be.
Yeah. And going back to those types of weapons, right? Luna's Howl, Not Forgotten, okay. But if they were going to bring back the Mountaintop or the Recluse as it was, mainly the Recluse, I would be super excited about that, man.
But would the Recluse be the Recluse?
Well, I mean, if they brought it back pre-nerf, like if its kills or any other weapon's kills increase its rate of damage, its amount of damage and its reload speed, then yeah, that would be amazing. But if it brings it back the way it is now and they've just unsunset it, no. I mean, it'd still be okay, but it wouldn't be the Recluse, And, I really wanted to come back in its original form. And then on top of that, the Mountaintop, if you can bring me back the Mountaintop, I don't think it was nerfed. I just think it was sunset, right? Yeah, I don't think they nerfed it. I think they just sunset it, and they may have nerfed its ability to to track. The accuracy cone. That's what it was. While in flight, right? The in-flight accuracy. They nerfed that a little bit.
Yeah.
But still, I mean, bring back the Mountaintop Recluse, I would have so much thankfulness. I mean, Bungie, you do a lot of dumb things, and you make me mad a lot of the time. But if you could give me back the original Recluse and potentially the Mountaintop, I might say a nice word about you every now and again. I promise.
You're thinking for like PvE activities, aren't you? That's the reason that you enjoyed using.
It was even destroyed. It was destructive in PvP too.
I'm not saying it wasn't, but you're talking about from like a PvE standpoint that you liked it for doing PvE stuff.
Mainly, I did use Mountaintop and Recluse in PvP too, and that was fun. But yeah, mainly PvE would be my thing. Yeah, having a rocket launcher and grenade launcher form is always a fun thing. You can't tell me otherwise. If you could pick a sunset weapon that would be coming back, what would you pick?
I don't want anything to come back because they were sunset. Let's move on. They've had their day. I'm not like as excited as I am for to go get my summoner again. It's like there comes a time where you're going, yeah, I can get this weapon again that I already had, and now it'll come back. But it's never. It's like watching a remake of your favorite show. It's never going to be as good as you remember. It's just going to be a shell of its former self. And you're going to be like, yeah, I remember when I did this and I had these good times. And it's like, yeah, it's still there. Like, it's not bad, but it's not like it was. It's not good times.
The Dragon's Breath came back, I think, in a better form than it left in. It is possible.
It's the Dragon's Breath. It just, I don't know. I deleted like 60 exotics this morning because I'm just like, why are you here? Why am I keeping you? I've got duplicates of all this. I know and I understand, and I've been hearing the negativity in our voices these last couple of weeks of, I think, a little bit of burnout and a little bit of like the game not being in a good place. Like, oh hey, we're gonna bring the game online, but your character may be gone temporarily. Don't freak out. We'll fix it. We promise.
Sorry, I missed that. What?
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. They were like,
no. What?
We kind of forgot your character existed. So don't freak out, everybody. We're gonna investigate an issue where players' character data is unavailable on login, as well as players being prompted to re-input their date of birth, which they broke and fixed on the 21st.
I saw the date of birth thing.
Thursday.
I didn't know they just forgot your whole ass character though. I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, the issue occurred due to a back-end routing error, resulting in some players logging into an incorrect environment of the game. So don't know where I put them in the dev null, but yeah. I basically haven't touched the game since like Monday, so I was like, yeah, I'm seeing the errors go by, but I'm just gonna hope when I turn on my game next that it's there. People couldn't log into PlayStation earlier this week, but now they can. So that was
guys,
fixed.
we got two chats about us that from new people.
Oh,
Hello, your stream
hi
is
in the
pretty
chat.
cool. That's why I followed. I would love to be a fan of yours if you don't mind kindly. I don't know. That might be a bot. I don't know. Second one says, "Hey guys, love the
that sounds like a
podcast."
bot. I streamed a bunch the other day for like 2 hours and got the same bot over and over again.
But there is a real person. We have a real boy. That's or girl. I don't know. It was a Pinocchio reference. Don't get offended. Says, "Hey guys, love the podcast. It gives me my Destiny fix while I'm at work." Well, you know what? That is what we strive for. I think. Pretty sure. Nitedemon, is that what we strive for?
We always strive for that.
We do strive for that. Okay.
We do.
So thanks, SauceBoss6991. Appreciate the chat. And thanks for hanging out.
Yeah. So we got a stream this week, and it was going over the new game mode for Into the Light, which is called Onslaught. And I'm so excited.
Like the perk Onslaught? That
Yeah.
same Onslaught? Great. Are they going to rename the perk now?
Respawn, did you watch any of the stream? Do you have any idea what is going to happen?
Yeah, well, I didn't watch
do you
the
have
stream, but I
any
do know what's going to
context?
happen. I have watched other people that have watched the stream.
Okay.
He's watched people that watch the stream and got his information that way. So basically, he's like a fan of the show. He showed up here for us to tell him about the stream that we watched, and he wants to know all about it.
Yeah.
Well,
So this is like the truth of the truth of the truth of the truth of the truth again, all over again. We're just 9 levels down in Respawn's understanding.
Yes. What?
So when you get to level 10, Respawn, they're going to give you 2 recluses you can dual wield.
Bro, do not even... No, first of all, I know they're not. But,
Right. So I haven't heard anybody else. I haven't heard anybody else talk about this. But you can go to the live stream. They put it up on YouTube, and I will link it in our show notes if you did miss it. It's the developer live stream number 1. At 12 minutes and 26 seconds, the character that we are kind of watching play the game is looking at his friend called Watermoon over on the right-hand side. Now, Watermoon, and when I was watching it, I was like, I swear that is the Recluse. It's the same model as the Recluse. And we didn't see other people's weapons apart from...
We've seen other guns look like the Recluse too, so you can't take that at face value.
If you watch it, go and watch it and have a look at it. 12 minutes, 26 seconds or 25 seconds, thereabouts, you see Watermoon with a Recluse. I swear it's a Recluse and nobody else has picked up on it. I mean, the character that we were watching had a Midnight Coup with various different perks, so it looks like we're kind of getting... there's going to be new perk pools for these weapons that are returning. And
I'm there. I see Winter Moon. I mean, it looks like it, but it's all glowy and white looking and
he's reloading
shiny.
it.
Yeah, I mean, it does look like it. I guess, sure.
We did cover this a couple of weeks back when we went over the Eververse calendar, because this has been something that's been leaked via Eververse, that the ornaments for the Recluse are going to be coming up in the Eververse, as well as kind of ornaments for like the Hammerhead, which was part of the Black Armory. So
Hammerhead was so good.
Yeah, it looks like we could possibly getting like Black Armory weapons coming back, as well as weapons that from the Callus raid as well, the Midnight Coup and a couple of those other ones. I mean,
Well,
they
those
are
would have to be revamped, because what made the Black Hammer, not Black Hammer, Black Hammer. Good was like
not Black Hammer, not Black Hammer. No. Try again.
That's all I got is Black Hammer. My brain broke.
The Hammerhead.
Yeah, the Hammerhead. Sorry. So that, I mean, but when we have things like Deepstone Crypt and the machine gun you can get from there with its reconstruction, and I mean that gun is going to be better than the OG Hammerhead, right? So you know what made the Hammerhead great is going to have to change, because we have weapons that can do.
Yeah, it's going to have to change. It is going to have to change, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I mean, take for instance a blast furnace. If that comes back, that is a fantastic pulse rifle in your not the auto rifle, in your kinetic slot. And I've still got mine that has got Rampage and I believe Outlaw on there with accurized rounds.
You still have? Oh, of course you do. Never mind.
I have. Don't be silly. I mean, Wait, you have to keep
I
these
stopped
things.
myself from asking. I know. I should know better.
So 19, but more importantly, though, what are your thoughts on what happens at 1:53 into the live stream?
Oh, 1:53.
At 1:53, what secret message do you think is being conveyed?
Do I have to listen to this?
Purely visual. That's the moment where all three of them switch the legs they have crossed. All three developers sitting on the couch that they just make no mention of, no reference to.
Okay. Are we really picking this video apart?
Well, no. I see what he's talking about. That was definitely done intentionally because the bald guy's smiling right when it happened. You know.
Yeah. No.
No,
We're not going to pick the whole video apart. That was the other moment where I was like, well, clearly this is something that someone's having fun with.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough.
That's the secret. That's the secret meaning that means the mountaintop is coming back.
Is there an emote? Is that an emote in the game, or will be an emote in the game? Could be something as simple as that, most likely. You know. Yeah.
Yes.
We're all about Ghostbusters.
We are all about Ghostbusters. Did you pick up your Ghostbusters pack?
No.
Why not?
You know, I haven't.
Because
I've been very
just want one
neglectful.
thing. I just want the ship. You know.
Well, get the ship then.
Yeah, but I don't want the rest of the stuff. I just want the ship.
You want the Slimer as well. You want the Slimer.
How do you not want Slimer? There's
Look,
something
Slimer's
wrong with
iconic.
you.
I'm not saying Slimer's not iconic. He is iconic, but I have a dragon. So
Yeah.
I mean,
Do you though?
now if Slimer was in the shape of a dragon, we could talk.
I mean, maybe you can make him into the shape of a dragon. Maybe you can transmog him into a dragon shape.
I'm pretty
I
sure.
mean, he's squishy. Put Slimer into a mold. You can make him whatever you want. He's squishy. You can turn that gelatin into whatever kind of jello mold you'd like.
But you could.
Yeah.
But no, I'm gonna wait till I can get the ship by itself because that's really the only thing I want.
You won't be able to get the ship by itself. You won't be able to get the ship by itself. It says a pack.
For now.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, maybe for now it's just, for now. Shut up, phone. Maybe for now it's just for now.
It's not for now.
That was a weird time to chime in. The phone's like, hey, listen to him. No, I don't want to.
Yeah, listen to me.
Yeah.
So Onslaught is our horde-based, firefight-based wave mode of killing things over and over and again.
Up to level 50, right?
Up to level 50. So you slay enemies, you earn resources, you build defenses, and you sabotage pyramid ships. Sounds pretty cool, right? Yeah,
it kind of does.
It does. Yeah.
Could I skip the sabotage in the pyramid ship part?
No.
I just want to play at the end of Halo Reach where I have to defend the city until I fall. Just let me go and murder until I can no longer murder. I mean, am I excited about this still? Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm still very excited to play this because it's as close as we're getting to Halo Firefight. But I wish just like the Battlegrounds, I don't want the intermediary. Now go take a break and do something else. No, I want to play the thing I'm playing. I want to play this and let me tower defense. Don't tower defense and then I'm going to go kill this guy over here. No. Just throw him at me. Bring him to me. I'm defending the thing. Like you say, you want me to defend this what they call the big battery thing.
Yeah.
Defend
ADU,
the battery thing.
The ADU.
And then what? Just leave the ADU and be like, all right, ADU, you're on your own. We'll be back later.
Yes, because it's an advanced defense unit. So once you've kind of charged it up, it's able to defend itself.
So it's not stupid. It's advanced.
It's advanced itself.
Still, that still seems like if I'm the witness, that's when I go attack the defense unit when you've left it undefended. It could be advances at once.
They don't know that. They don't know that we're coming. They don't know that this is what our plan is.
All those pyramid ships in the city overlooking us. None of them can report back.
Nobody knows what's happening apart from us.
No, they've mastered interstellar travel, but shortwave communications is still
right. I forgot. No radio, so we're good. Yeah. No, we're good. Yeah, you got it.
So this is a 3-player activity, which is going to either be match made, and you can play like a 10 round or a 50 round. Now I heard people complaining that, it's only going to go up to 50 rounds. And like Peroty was just saying, I want to go until I can't go anymore.
Yeah, well, let's see what level 10 looks like before we start complaining about 50.
To be fair, I'm not complaining about the number of rounds. I'm complaining about the breaks in between. I believe getting to 50 on that, on the heroic, legendary, whatever they call the mode, will be a challenge. Like, I don't think this is going to be a cakewalk. I'm not saying 50 rounds, that's so easy. No, because they're going to throw bigger and bigger, angrier things at us.
Yeah, you're gonna have nothing but raid bosses coming at you at level 50.
yeah. No, I am looking forward to that challenge. I'm looking forward to going. Okay, well, I can add clear and I can boss clear up until this big giant dudes show up, and I'm like, okay, how do we deal with them? No, I'm excited to play this.
So for the stream, they showed us one map, which was on what was the name of the map?
Bannerfall.
It wasn't Bannerfall.
Oh no,
the Earth, the city,
not Midtown.
Midtown.
Was it Midtown? Yeah. Okay, sorry, I was seeing Midtown and thinking Bannerfall.
Yeah,
it's outside in the city.
Yeah. So they showed us Midtown as the one map to start off with, and to begin Onslaught, you'll be dropped into a map and tasked defending one of 3 possible locations. So it could be the position that they kind of started on their live stream, or it could be the final position and just kind of move around it, whatever. But our mission is to defend our advanced defense unit, our ADU, from attacking enemy waves. And once we've done that, we'll kind of get shifted off onto a pyramid ship to defeat a boss, and then continue onward to keep our ADU from being destroyed until the end of the match. So defending each location consists of a total of 10 waves. The first 9 waves will be divided into 3 wave rounds, with each wave round ramping up in difficulty. Most of these waves will be focused on defending your ADU, but you will have the chance to go on the offensive and take it to the witness, and go on his ship, destroy a boss, and then come back, which is what Peroty is very unhappy about. But after each round ends, you'll get a short breather before the wave difficulty is reset and the next round begins. Once you've completed your 9 waves, you'll move on to the 10th wave, where you'll board the pyramid ship to take on the boss. And after you've defeated one of many possible bosses, a chest will drop and you can claim your rewards. Nice. So that's cool.
Yeah.
So, possibility of 5 chests if you get to 50. Hey.
I don't know if it's copyrighted or not, but this, I think, is a great opportunity to introduce some zombie horde mode type shenanigans, especially around Halloween. Have
Maybe.
like some zombie thrall come out and just kind of.
This is Onslaught 1.0. We'll move on to 1.5 when it comes around to Halloween again. Okay, you're going to have to wait your time for this. So to keep your ADU alive, this is your advanced defense unit, you need batteries, which will drop from saboteurs.
Stop.
I've stopped.
You need batteries.
You need batteries.
For the battery.
Yes. Yeah. So you remember when we had the forges and you had to kill the saboteurs there, grab a battery and you threw it at the forge to charge it up.
Because that's powering a forge.
Yeah, but now we're powering our ADU. And keeping it alive.
If the ADU is a battery, you don't need a battery for. Do you put a Duracell in a Duracell? I don't think so.
No, it's an advanced defense unit. It's not a battery.
You called it a battery.
Well, it's not. It's an advanced defense unit. It's not stupid. It's advanced.
Yeah.
So it's an advanced battery. Ergo, the advanced battery needs batteries.
No, it's an advanced defense unit, not an advanced battery.
It draws a circle on the ground. I don't know what else it does, but it draws a circle.
So it's also like, if you went around for the forges, it's also like on the Dreaming City, that one kind of public event that's over on, I can't remember, is it near the Strand, is it? I think. Where you kind of start off the public event and you have to charge up the battery in the middle by going and finding the big giant ogres, and then you come back and you throw it at the whatever it is to charge it up or keep its health up. It's a bit like that, basically.
Yeah.
So you keep it alive, you keep it up to your full health. And when you do keep it at full health, you earn scrap. Now, scrap is your currency that you can then earn in the game to build defenses. And you'll need your defenses.
Oh, God. They're literally just stealing from other games at this point.
Look, I'm going to cover that in a second, because I do want to talk about that.
I mean, yeah.
Horde modes are my thing. I'm going to talk at length about it. I'm going to bore you to death any second now. But there will be bonus objectives that you can kind of do throughout the kind of defending of the waves and things. But to continue your defense, you need the currency to defeat the bosses, to defeat the enemies and keep your ADU alive. You will need to build your defenses. So they had, I think it was turrets, they had sweeper bots, and they had the fences as well.
Yeah,
So-
the tripwire things.
Tripwire things. The ritual playlist version of Onslaught will have you battling through 10 waves to defend a single location, while the standard and legend versions will feature 50 total waves across 3 locations. Additionally, the legend version will have everything you've come to expect and more challenging difficult modes, including champions and weekly modifiers. That's quite interesting.
I mean, it's to be expected. I don't know how interesting it is. Of course, they're going to have modifiers and champions. It's what Destiny is about these days. But yeah, no, I mean, yeah, duh. Continue.
Now, I've looked a couple of videos up on this because I wanted to kind of include it for anybody that doesn't know how this is going to work. This is very similar to Gears of War 2. Now, I say Gears of
How
War
does
2.
anybody know that?
I
It's
do.
not out yet.
I know this is from seeing that gameplay. This
Oh,
is
okay.
Gears of War 2 Horde. This isn't the firefight because firefight it was just go
Okay,
until
what's
you die.
Gears of 2 Horde, as somebody who's never played Gears of 2. Gears of whatever
Gears
the
of
hell
War.
you just said.
So Gears of War introduced Horde mode, and this was before firefight. So this was before Halo kind of did ODST firefight. Horde mode was you fought waves of enemies, that sometimes they threw in big ogres and boomers and things like that, and you just defended wherever you were in Gears of War 2. Okay, so in Gears of War 2, you could bunker down with like meat shields, which were dropped by the enemies. They were a bit like the phalanx shields. You could pick them up and you could kind of extend them like a phalanx shield, and then you could stab them into the ground and create a kind of wall to help you kind of defend an area where you and your squad were kind of playing. And it was just like wave after wave, and you didn't have any defenses at this point. Did I say it was like Gears of War 2 or did I say Gears of War 3?
You said 2.
Multiple times.
I meant Gears of War 3.
So you've been lying. You've been lying to us the
I
whole
did.
time.
No.
So not only have you bored us to death, you've also been gaslighting us. I see.
Yeah.
how
And
it is.
Respawn didn't know any of this, so you've already confused Respawn.
So Gears of War 2 was the original kind of Horde mode for kind of just wave after wave. I think it went up to 50.
Is it 2 or is it 3?
No, it was definitely 2. Listen. No, but,
Okay.
No, I'm
so-
not so sure.
But there was-
anything he says could be wrong now.
Right?
He could be lying to us, and we never know.
That's what scares me.
There was no defenses like the turrets or the decoys or the fences in Gears of War 2. It was just kind of any of these meat shields that you could pick up, or cars that you could hide behind, or kind of anything you could, like boxes, and you could, kind of hide your squad round. You could go and pick up enemies' weapons and use them and things like that, because that's a Gears thing. So for Gears of War 3, they kind of iterated on this. And this is what I see as this Onslaught mode in Destiny 2. So in Gears of War 3, they kind of stepped it up a notch. They were like, well, we see you kind of building barricades with these shields and things. We'll lean into that. We'll give you spikes on the floor. We'll give you a kind of paper cutout decoy. We'll give you a turret that you can place. But they were very static, and you could only have...
You mean?
You could. It would only be in a certain spot, and you could choose which location you were in. You go around, you touch the panel, and it kind of gave you a command center, and that would be the area. So the wire on the floor, you could upgrade it from kind of being spikes to wire to then be lasers. For the decoy, it would be kind of a cardboard cutout of a person. Then it would turn into kind of a punching bag. Then it would be an upgraded punching bag. And then I think the final iteration of that, it was actually an NPC that would follow around and have a gun and shoot. The turrets would kind of be, you'd just be able to upgrade them from like the one shooting weapon to kind of shooting out lasers and things like that. So you could build up your kind of defenses, and you could also still pick up the shields and things and use them and the enemy's weapons throughout. So Gears of War 3 is this version of Onslaught in Destiny 2. It's very static, it's in one place, and it worked really well. And for something that's on the 360, I think still people play it and still rave about it and how good it is. When it came to Gears of War 4, when it transitioned onto the Xbox One, they then iterated it on a bit more, and they added Fabricator. You had a Fabricator box. So when you first started the match, you picked up your Fabricator box, and you could place your Fabricator box anywhere on the map. So if you found a kind of a room or like an area on the map that you thought could be your base. You dragged your fabricator to that location, you unpacked it, and from there you could purchase like your tripwires, you could purchase your decoys, you could purchase your lasers, your turrets and things like that. You could also, I think you could purchase static turrets as well that you could get on and use them and fire. And from there, you could place these barricades and barriers and turrets anywhere that you wanted to on that map. And it was like you could just bunker down in that and take on 50 waves. And you could do it at a very basic level, or you could ramp it up and have different modifiers on there depending on what kind of outcome it was. And all it was all on the kind of Crucible maps as well. So I think there was like 15, 20 odd like Crucible maps for Gears of War at that time, and they were bringing new ones back in and reprising ones from old games. So whichever map it was, you could, whichever PvP map it was, you could have like the Horde mode on. You could play it online, you could play it like offline with like co-op and things. And I think the thing that they've kind of taken from Gears 3, where it is just a kind of static area, and then they've kind of used something from like Gears 5, which is the most recent one, is that the ADU is very similar to like there's battery stations in Gears of War 5. So you still have your fabricator, you can still move this to any location you want, and you can set up your base. But they have these kind of batteries that will pop up every 10 rounds, or I think it's after every 10 rounds. So you get 4 to defend. So after the 10th wave, you get another one to pop up. After the 20th wave, you get another one, and so on and so forth, until you have 4 on the map. And these batteries are all in different locations. So one will be like wherever you want to kind of put your base. You'll see where it is when you kind of get going. And then there'll be like 3 other different locations on the map as and when you kind of complete those rounds. And the idea is to defend those to get more currency to drop, so that you can then upgrade your barricades, your decoys, and your things. But if they get destroyed, you kind of lose the cash. So the idea is to keep those things alive and keep the enemies distracted, so that you can build up more cash to kind of overhype your defenses, basically. I mean, I play this with my kids and my wife, and we have one child that is in charge of just like placing all the kind of the barricades and the laser beams and the decoys. And I mean, they've upgraded it so much now that if you go and pick up an enemy's weapon off the field and dump it in the forge will then generate you more cash and things like that. And you can be like this little robot that can go around on the map and do that and revive players. And there's so many new ones. I mean, it's a 5-person activity, so it is a little bit differently from like Destiny with the 3-person, but it's very similar to kind of make sure that you kind of keep these things alive, or you kind of lose out on money. And you need these kind of you can upgrade your character as you go through, and they will do more damage. They will kind of do their specializations a lot quicker. You can activate supers and things like that. So I see that this kind of Onslaught is going to be the first iteration of Destiny, and I think there is so much potential for them to take it further. And like I was saying, with people saying, "Oh, it's only going to be 50 rounds," come back to me when you've played 50 rounds on like
when you've played 10.
No, 50 rounds in Gears of War with your family and on like a hard setting. I mean, we don't go up to the hardest setting with my family, and it's still quite hard, but it's enjoyable, and it takes up so much time. It takes like I'd say a good 2 to 3 hours, depending.
I ask you a question that you brought up. Okay,
go on.
I was waiting for a spot for you to pause, but you're not. So,
because I'm so passionate about this, I can see that this is so much potential and so much fun, and I could see the builds that people can put together and the chaining of these things. And yeah, I could see that it will work, and the top flight players will kind of get this down. Like the Abontises or the Esoterics will be able to kind of solo these things, maybe. But yeah,
okay.
Go on.
No, what I was
Questions?
saying is, since your wife, like you mentioned, is very much into, it sounds like, this Horde mode on Gears of War, do you think, and I know it's a long shot.
Nope. I haven't even mentioned it because I thought there's no point.
This is even a chance of getting her into Destiny?
No.
Not even a little?
No.
Nope. Because she's going to see the word Destiny.
Yeah.
So if you could have a launcher that set Gears, and
Or if you
look
could
like Gears.
pre-launch it, build her a character, get her sword and everything like that, and just hand her the controller after everything's all said and done.
She
No,
doesn't take
she's-
swords. She's a shotgun main.
She's
Okay.
seen enough Destiny. She's gonna know.
I
Yeah.
didn't say anything
She-
about shotguns. I'm just
No,
saying,
you said
like,
sword. No, she's a
sorted.
shotgun.
Get her sorted.
Sorted. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But
So,
yeah, I mean,
Sworded, same thing.
I will link a couple of videos that I found on Gears of War and kind of the different versions of, I think it was Gears of War 3, which was the one that was mainly the one with the static building, and I think Gears of War 5, where you have to kind of go and do different things. I've got them put them in the show notes for you to kind of have a look at, to get you kind of familiar with how this is going to kind of go and work. The only thing I think the difference is with the scrap and the money that you kind of get in Gears of War is that the money drops on the ground when you kill an enemy and you have to run over it to collect it. I think with the scrap on this game, it's just going to be automatically you'll get it, and you'll get it for powering up, and you'll get it for this, and you'll get it for that. So what I'd like to see from this,
like Call of Duty, how it's just in your quote
Yeah,
bank.
it's in
Yeah,
your wallet
it's just
basically.
there. Yeah.
And what you can do in Gears is where you have this fabricator, you can put your money that you have earned into the fabricator, and anybody can take that money out. So if you've got one person that is basically using that money to repair, to build defenses and work on things like that, they can just stay in the base and they can do things like that. So there are little nuances to the way that kind of Gears has built, from like just a basic horde mode to the static to the moving of the base to then having to defend these other 4 points to get more cash to kind of do the waves. I think that Destiny could build into this a lot more and have so many different things. I like the idea that we're going to get the weekly modifiers and different champions and different modes in it. So I'm very interested to see how it kind of plays out. And I'm really, really, really excited to see how it kind of comes about. And
I couldn't tell. I had no idea you were this excited about it.
So you're going to tell me we're going to have a mode where you can work as a team and then give each of those team members a job, maybe like a particular build, like maybe something they specialize and focus on doing. So I've got some bad news for you about the longevity of that kind of gameplay in Destiny. I won't spoil it for you now, but I'm just saying I've got some bad news for you.
And I collect an armor set that will help me.
Might potentially pan out for you.
Actually, hold on, Demon. Hold on.
No, that's what he's alluding to.
Yeah, no, that's exactly where I'm going with this. Don't get too excited because we know how this ends.
No, I am really excited because Gambit had the potential to do this, and this is basically is Gambit, isn't it? Without the invaders,
mm-hmm.
Or the moats, thankfully.
Yeah,
well,
I mean,
sort of.
Well, not really, because ADUs, the batteries for the ADU are moats. It's Gambit. It's pick up the things. Go murder things. Pick up trinkets. Bring trinkets back to main trinket depository.
Yeah,
it's Gambit.
Trinket depository.
It's all Gambit. It's just Gambit.
Yeah. Okay.
It's just Gambit again. Okay. And so instead of giving us Gambit, they gave us a different Gambit that they called a different thing, and they're like, "Hey, look at this fancy new thing." And I was like, "Guys, we know you. We know how this ends." I mean, again, am I going to play it? Absolutely. Am I going to throw myself at this whole hog? Absolutely. Yeah. Like I'm not saying, "Oh, I'm not going to touch this," because no, but I'm just saying. You had the thing. You could have given us the thing, but you were like, no, it's a new thing. It's different now. I have really hard on this revolutionary new thing, and I'm like, guys, come on.
I have heard people say, "Is this?" or ask the question, "Is this going to go away when we have Into the Light?" Is it? No,
why would they take it away? Why would they introduce it only to take it away?
Go away in the final shape. Because of like the lore implications of it. Because let's face it, if we defeat the witness in the final shape, do we then still have to do defending an ADU? The pyramid ship still in the city?
We're all about loot and stealing loot. Why can't we steal pyramid ships?
No, I mean, absolutely. I don't mind that it kind of sticks around, but maybe they'll, because it has kind of lore implications and lore ties to it to kind of getting to the witness, and this is building towards getting to the witness. It is a question that they kind of, I think Bungie need to answer, is what are the kind of implications of this going forward? Is this kind of just a stopgap until we get to Lightfall? Not for Lightfall. I keep mixing up all the blooming things. The final shape. Yeah. Into the final shape.
or is it going to be something that's going to continue in the final shape? And because this is kind of the first iteration of it, are you then going to kind of take this down the kind of Gears of War route of improving on it with different things? Like Respawn said, could we have like a Halloween thing where they just kind of throw unlimited thrall at you? We want exploding thrall. We want scratchy
not
thrall.
Just unlimited thrall, but like what I was alluding to is to like put them in skins and make them kind of like hobble towards you like zombies do, Maybe have like half a thrall that's crawling on the ground, and if he gets too close, it blows up.
I want zombies scratching my eyes. I want zombies biting me.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what
20
I'm saying.
days later, zombies. I want the fast zombies. I want the smart zombies.
I want the exploding zombies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Give me all the zombies.
Yeah.
50 waves is going to take people some time to get through, especially as the difficulties and the different modifiers. And if the modifiers rotate weekly, that's also something to consider. And builds that you can kind of put together to work together as a team, have somebody be the person that deals with the batteries, have somebody that deals with the vast amount of mobs, and somebody that deals with like the big champions that kind of come in. I can see that it's going to be so much fun of people putting teams together and builds for this. And then if Bungie kind of improve on this, of how you can kind of build out your defenses and what defenses you can actually have, and like they have with like Gears, if you have like a forge where you can dump extra stuff in to get more money to build up and improve your defenses, then as the waves get higher and harder, and you'll need more cash to kind of, or scrap to kind of improve these things.
The biggest thing I'm happy they learned from this, that they didn't launch it with like 6 different currencies, because somewhere someone was like, guys, we could launch this and then have them collect this currency, turn into this currency, and turn into this one, and then they could get 6 other currencies. I'm happy we just have a single currency to go collect. It's not like 6 different ones we have to manage and figure out. That the week 2 they go, okay, this was a mistake, giving you 19 currencies to try to remember. So I'm really happy that it was just batteries, go in the ADU, scrap, buy your upgrades. That's it.
Yeah.
The end. There's nothing else. I'm happy they learned this lesson, because they wanted to have like 16 different currencies for us to learn and remember and try to manage. There was a group somewhere going, we can have more currencies.
There was a workshop
team. The currency team was super excited about the possibilities.
Yeah. And I mean, like with Gears of War, and like you were saying with Gambit and the old kind of Gambit Prime, where you could collect like your outfits or your armor that would then help you specialize in doing something in Gambit Prime. With Gears of War, I think it started off with that you just use your normal kind of any everyday character, and you took that into your Horde mode. But then as they kind of progress with each iteration of Horde, you could use your character and pick a specialization for that character. So if you were good at sniping, you could build into being a sniper, or if you were good at being like a mob clearer, you could build into that and have explosive weapons and shotguns and things like that. So you would go in as a different weapon set. And with Gears of War 5, you now can do the same kind of thing. And I think there's about 12 different specializations that you can do, and they all have their own kind of super. And one of them, because it kind of crosses over with Halo, is that they had the Halo guys in as a selectable character. You can put up like a bubble shield, so it's very reminiscent of like the Halo 3 with the bubble shield and ODST and things like that. So there's so many different specialities, and you collect cards from completing the Horde mode, which is why you want to kind of keep playing it over and over and over again. And these cards will then, you need kind of 3 cards to upgrade each individual card, which would then help you get better at like precision damage, get better at explosive damage, get better at headshots, shooting through walls, being able to reload faster. So there's a kind of card-based system in the new Gears 5, which kind of you can build into your characters. And I can see if they do this right with Destiny 2, much like we had the card-based building with the Witch Queen, you could kind of build into a specific kind of set for characters. You could literally throw bosses from raids and dungeons every kind of 10th wave, and have them really be beefy things that you kind of have to work together in your specializations to kind of take down, rather than in a 6-man fire team, you're in a 3-man fire team with this Onslaught, and your builds will matter of what you can kind of do. So that's really good possibilities that they kind of get. And I think, wasn't it every 6 waves that is you then jump onto the pyramid ship? So I know wave 10 was the boss wave that you go onto the pyramid ship, but I believe they said it was 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, 42, 48.
Oh, I thought it was just every 10, but yeah, I wasn't totally locked into that point going, yeah, we're going to go take the fight to them. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's every 6 waves, which is really weird that it's every 6 waves. I would have thought they'd go for 7 or 5, because Gears is 5. I think Gears 4 was every 10th wave was a boss wave. And now with Gears 5, it's every 5th wave is a mini boss. So if you defeat that mini boss very quickly, they'll send you another mini boss because you defeated that one very quickly. So you have to be very careful, very strategic about taking out the mobs first, so that you've only got enough left to kind of deal with the mini boss. Same thing goes if you kind of take out the big boss. Sometimes they'll send in this huge helicopter as one of the main bosses, and if you take it out really quickly, they'll send you another one just before the end of the wave, and it's like, oh, I defeated one of these. And some of them, they've got this kind of worm thing that will kind of, or not a worm thing, it's like a big eagle phoenix thing, and it will fly down and attack you, but then sometimes it'll dive under the earth and then come up wherever you are. It'll even come up in buildings and just like completely destroy you. It's just unbelievable, the stuff that they've kind of, the enemies that they've kind of put in there, like just campaign bosses that you spend ages trying to kind of kill as a 3-person fire team. Is like, oh no, we're just going to throw it in there on the hardest difficulty. And I tell you what, some nights my kids have gone to bed screaming because they got so frustrated at each other. It's like, right, we're turning this off. We're not playing this anymore. I don't care if we didn't get to 50 waves. You guys aren't working as a team. You can't call your brother that. You can't call your sister that. That's it.
And see, that's exactly the experience I want to have while doing this.
Yes.
With my friend going in and being like, oh, we
I
were
was
so
going to say,
close.
you have to have a family for that.
There's
You did clarify.
no. See, I mean, I have a family. I just don't have enough family to follow the fire team is all.
You need to have kids for that experience. Sorry.
I mean, my friends are basically kids. We're just older and require more ibuprofen. That's all. But yeah, like that's what I really love about like the horde mode survival stuff. Like it's all going so well until that moment where, like, it's one little misstep, it's one little mistake, it's one little poor spawn, and then it just snowballs into frustration and failure. And it's like, oh, we're so close, and then it all just falls apart. And as much as I sort of equally hate and love those moments of just like, oh, we were so close. Like you can remember, you can see the moment where it all went wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, if I only hadn't run out of ammo at this exact moment. Oh, if I hadn't thrown this grenade, but there wasn't a grenade to throw, and then I was just like, hi, Mr. Ogre, just obliterate me. I'm going to stand here if that's cool with you.
Yeah. And the other exciting thing about this is, are they going to use these maps that they've kind of terraformed? I believe we're getting 3 different maps for Onslaught. Are they going to use those in PvP as well now? Because that would add a new variable to PvP with these maps being changed, and how they kind of play out in a PvP environment. That would be interesting to see. I'd like to see that. Would you?
Well,
they're probably not, because they said that they specifically changed them to make better lanes for the enemies to basically parade in and demolish you. So I'm gonna guess we're not gonna see that in PvP because they don't want us to run right into each other headlong. Now, if you put us on the big maps like Disjunction and give us the 12v12, make it a giant cluster of warfare, then yeah, great, do that. Yeah, I don't feel like we're going to see those directly in PvP.
Because that's something that they definitely do in Gears, whereas they do change the environments from game to game. So a familiar map that you see in like Gears 1, by the time it's got to Gears 5, it's that map, but there's like the environment's different. There's things that have moved. There's things that have collapsed. There's different things in the way. And that's been quite nice to see over the iterations of them bringing back different maps. I'd like to see that in Destiny 2 with them bringing back old Destiny 1 maps that they kind of they bring it back, but it is changed because of X, Y, and Z. And the other thing that they do in Gears is that they do like day and night. So sometimes you'll be playing it at night, sometimes you'll be playing it in day. And it just, again, adds a different atmosphere to the game, which is what I'd like to see in Destiny 2.
Oh, like weather effects?
And the weather effect. That was Gears 2.
Like having a place where you could have different weather in different times, and there was a whole weather system that we built and we put onto one planet.
And weather affects the maps, like I said.
Never talked about it, never touched again, and never built a map.
Didn't somebody say the only thing
location or anything?
Push your sparrow around a little bit. Didn't somebody say that?
Well, I mean, push your around, but also just the visibility changing.
Yeah.
And then that was a reason to use the weapons on Europa, because it gave you the outlines of people so you could see them through the storms. Yeah. I mean, all these systems and all these ideas that we had, that it was like it really felt like, like the thing of the moment, like, hey, we're going to do this today, this week. It's going to be the thing we're going to do now. And then it's like, hey guys, you could do more with this. You could do a version 2. You could improve on this. You don't just have to do one and then never touch it again.
But that's what That's not a thing. People can do that, Barry?
I've heard you could. There's a chance. So yeah, I mean, I would love to have a quarter of Nighdemon's exuberance for this. I would really like the.
I will share it with you. I will play. We'll play it.
We've been hurt in the past. I think is what he's getting at. Kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, again, I would love them to do anything with this. Because again, much like Gambit for me, this could be an infinitely replayable mode. I will absolutely go and throw myself upon the mercy of the game over and over and over again. I just would like there to be some glimmer of a, if and when it launches in some sort of super buggy state, that we're ever going to get a fix for it. We're ever going to adjust it. And I just don't know. I mean, I know there's something they've been working on for a while. They didn't just whip this up in a weekend to, tide us over before final shape.
No.
I just don't know. I want there to be more. I want there to be an evolution. Again, I want to believe that there's more investment happening here. And I just don't know that there is.
I think if we play it, they will iterate.
If you play it, they will come?
Hopefully. That's a nice thought. I would love that to be the case. Like, I would love nothing more than for them to go, hey, you guys seem to really enjoy this. We're going to throw things into it. We're going to give it some armor, give it some loot pools, let you build out, specific ways to play this and specialize in things, and, give it the Gambit Prime treatment that we'll then forget about and throw away and never talk about again. Like, I would love for that to happen.
Well, I think if they throw just unique weapons only available in Onslaught into that mode, that you have to play Onslaught to get them, that will get people to play it as well as the kind of Horde basically mode of it. But yeah, this is definitely not the firefight that you kind of all really wanted. This is more Gears of War Horde mode. But they do have more to tell us with the Into the Light Develop It live stream on March 26th at 10 a.m. PT, which is 6 p.m. in the UK.
And 1 p.m. on the East Coast. Will there be a game up at that point? Will it be down half the day? Who knows? It'll be exciting.
Well, while there's no game to play, you can go and watch them do their live stream and tell us all about our weapons and rewards that we'll be getting whilst playing this game mode.
About our Brave Arsenal weapons, our new social space, new rewards, and our Destiny 2 Year 1 inspired armor and more. And they did clarify the Year 1 inspired armor. The upcoming armor for Destiny 2 Into the Light is not inspired directly by D1 armor, but in early armor concepts from Year 1 of Destiny 2. Sorry for the mix-up. We'll show off more of this in the developer stream next week. So there's a little unclarity about, what exactly they were giving us. And I don't know if they updated the TWAB since they wrote, D2 Year 1 inspired armor
Destiny
and more.
Destiny 2 Year 1 inspired armor and more.
Yeah.
So
I don't know if they had put Destiny at first or if people just took it to be the other thing, but they're like, no, it'll be this. Watch the live stream. Also, they clarified that the timing to get these those whole deer emblems and your Echo Diamond emblem didn't really line up with the live streams that they're doing. They're going to extend the live streams until 11:30 PT for the next 2 streams to make sure you have enough time to watch to accrue these emblems, because you need to watch for longer. And they were like,
yeah,
well,
apparently they can't adjust the timing to get the emblem so that it's just shorter. You have to just watch longer.
Yeah.
Bizarre.
They're like, because I noticed even like after the last one, like they stopped the live stream and you got the little like, there's no content coming in, like, whoopsie, you're unplugged icon. But the stream stayed up for a while, which I disconnected from because I was like, I don't need to watch you not streaming me anything.
Yeah.
But then I went to go check the drops and was like, oh, I'm at 98% of an hour for this whole deer and 32% of my 3 hours for Echo Diamond. And it's like, well, I watched the entire stream. Like I pulled it up like, 10 minutes, when you were doing your like 10-minute countdown of, hey, we're going to go live soon. But yeah, so you need to actually stream long enough for us to get the things you're offering us, Bungie. So they're going to do that for the next 2.
98% there, guys. Almost.
98% of the time, all of the time.
Right.
So we are getting another update from our PvP Weapon Sandbox Strike team because those guys have been busy.
Yeah.
Give you some more updates of things that we sort of touched on earlier. They begin fine-tuning the sandbox for the 736 update, which Fallout replied to them earlier this week going, hey guys, so when does 736 drop? So April 9th is when this update's going to drop.
Oh, okay. Well, you've got to go through quite a few updates since then, because at the moment we're currently on 7.3.5.2. So we've got to do 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, I guess.
Maybe. We'll see. Or they might just skip right to 6.
They might do.
So, it's very clear that some auto rifles are outperforming in the mid-range. Yeah. And precision auto rifles are being outliers. It's not purely a prosecutor problem, but in fact, 6 of the 10 best performing auto rifles in high skill lobbies are 450 precisions. And the positive outlook being the strongest, bringing us way back to like year 1 of Destiny 2. And the summoner, while quite high, is not quite as oppressive as they thought it might be, despite the Flint Striker perk artifact giving it a boost in PvP. So they're going to make some changes to things. So our precision auto rifle friends, decreasing the base damage by 5%. Hand cannons, don't worry, they're getting an increase of 6% base damage to precision hand cannons, while the adaptive hand cannons are going to get an increased body damage by 1% and increased crit damage by 4%.
Let's buff hand cannons even more in a meta that favors crit hits. God,
and that'll give the adaptive hand cannons. It's a more forgiving range cushion, and will correct issues preventing explosive payload from killing in 3 crits at all resiliences levels with the optimal range. Pulse rifles, we're going to touch those 2. Your rapid fires get an increase of body shot damage by 3.5% and crit damage by 1%. Lightweights get a 6% body shot damage increase and crits get 3%. And your adaptives get a 5% body shot increase and a 2% crit damage increase. Scout rifles, we've sort of not forgotten about you. Your rapid fires increase the base damage by 2%. Bows, the lightweights, are getting increased base damage by 6%. Note that Wishender and Lemonarch are not affected by this change. And the exotic Sunshot is getting the increased crit damage against players in Crucible by 11% to allow it to kill in 3 crits. And the last word is getting increased base damage of 6% to allow it to kill in 3 crits. Because we don't want you to take that 4th shot. That would be silly.
Right.
And now they mentioned they mentioned this. They mentioned this word Respawn that I'm not sure I'm familiar with. Flinch, I think it's called.
It's a mythical thing. I've heard of it. I've experienced it, but I've never seen anybody else, be a victim of it.
Yeah, I mean, they say in the new sandbox with the increased reliance on critical hits, being flinched off target when using your primary weapons feels especially punishing. So we're taking steps to address that issue, and they're going to reduce the flinch taken by all primary weapons by 15%. So the fact that I can just plow, bullets into your face, and you're still able to 3-tap me with a hand cannon or 2-tap me with a hand cannon,
or land that sniper shot.
I don't believe that the flinch needed help being less flinchy. But hey, what do I agree?
100% agree.
Yeah. So they're making all those changes again in April 9th. So not this week, not next week, but the week after that. That's coming. So that's, preview coming attractions.
So your auto rifles, if you're worried about your precision ones, are your breakneck, your tiger spite, your prosecutor, your positive outlook, your
all the good ones.
seventh
Yeah.
7th
Sorry.
Seraph Carbine, and your
Mhm.
Armet AR2, your Fire
That's the one
Fright,
too. Yep, that one too. Yep.
your old Tiger Spite, the number,
That
if
was
you still
also
got a
really good.
number, a
Yeah.
Shadow Price,
Mhm.
Braytech Werewolf, Horror Story, Cuboid ARU, Cirrho's Throwback, and the
What?
Prior, Origin Story, Uriel's Gift, the Ringing Nail. So if that's coming back, that's the auto rifle that you're talking about from the Forges. Ringing Nail.
Yeah.
Hazard
Yeah.
of the Cast, if you still got one of them.
Yeah, so basically every auto rifle that's doing well in Crucible, we're gonna
Yeah,
make sure
we're
to
gonna
steal.
hammer it down. And even though hand cannons are still incredibly oppressive, let's just give those a boost.
Yeah.
You know? Because why not?
Think of the poor hand cannon users, Respawn. Think of the poor hunter hand cannon
Those
users.
are
Yeah.
the Optative, the Word of Crota, the Trust, the 7th Seraph Officer's Revolver, the Ikalos HC versions, whatever they want to kind of be, Frontier's Cry, Vulpicula, Survivor's Epitaph, Posterity, Nature of the Beast, Service Revolver, Luna's Howl and Not Forgotten. So
Oh, good. Perfect.
Because
perfect
of course.
timing. Trust and Nature of the Beast, Cold Sweat, Western Sunfall 7. There you go.
Well, you can hold all those tightly
Well done.
when those come back.
I can't hold them tightly because I've got no room in my vault.
No,
Yeah, but
you
you
gotta
can
hold
pull
them tightly
those from your
because
collections, so those
there's-
are
there's certainly things you can
Yeah.
delete before then. But you know what happened this week? Like you were saying, we have a
Oh my
couple of
goodness.
numbers to get there. On the 19th of March, we got update 7352, which made a change that are in the game right now, not in the game later. These are all in the, we talked about what's happening April 9th.
Immediately, right
That's
now,
the
this
future.
second.
But
Yeah.
today, they fixed several issues with the special ammo crates incorrectly spawning in Control and Supremacy on Fragment, Pacifica, and the Cathedral of Dust. They fixed an issue where Lord Shax's announcement for Supremacy game modes was missing in the Supremacy Guardian Games playlist. He took some throat lozenges and was feeling up to the task once again. So now he's back to screaming at you, as he should be. They fixed an issue where the Mercy ruling was absent in all Supremacy-based game modes, including the Guardian Games playlist. I was wondering about that, because I've been on both ends of some major Mercies in the last week, and was like, is this just broken? Yeah, it turned out it was, and now they fixed it. The game mode banner icon was a placeholder version for Collision in Crucible Labs, and now that's actually a proper icon. In Trials, they fixed where incorrect special ammo meter rewards amounts were used, so the miniatures should feel slightly faster now. Oh, good. So people get special quicker. The passage of persistence could become flawed when losing a game at 0 wins, preventing players from earning adept rewards at 7 wins. And that is indeed fixed. Now it does not flaw itself at 0 wins. It stays flawless until you actually, get enough wins to make it the backstop and worth using. Your Guardian Games All-Stars, they fixed an issue where the Heir Apparent Machine Gun Catalyst quest could drop for players who had already obtained the Heir Apparent Catalyst. Apparently I can't say any of those words today.
Actually, I got that quest and I didn't complete the catalyst for sure. And I've been playing the hell out of Guardian Games and I still haven't completed it. Do you know what you have to do to complete it?
Have you looked at it to see what it wants you to do?
Nope.
Well, you should start there. Because it'll tell you what it wants you to do. You have to just go do it.
I don't think that catalyst. No, they don't do that. When have they started that?
There's a quest that drops. You have to complete the quest. It'll
Yeah.
tell you how to complete the quest when you get the quest.
Okay, I got it.
What'll also happen is they fix an issue where the Hullabaloo Legendary Grenade Launcher rewards obtained from the weekly Gold and Platinum podiums could drop with the Range Master work. And now it doesn't.
I have that. I have that one. That's not supposed to be a thing.
It's not supposed to be a thing, so put it on the mantle. Tape it to the fridge. Keep it tight.
Yeah, the very first one I got, which was Masterwork already, happened to have had the Range Masterwork with the reload thing that causes extra shock damage, and then I
Volt
have
shot.
it on me. Yeah, Volt Shot. Yeah, where's it at? No, it's not over. Hold on.
Well, they also fixed an issue where your drop-in and top-up class pursuits would remain available on EVA even after claiming them, and an issue where your Trials Diamond Contender card would be collected more than one time, which is too bad because I've been farming that thing in Supremacy all week.
Yeah, chain reaction, bolt shot, and range masterwork. It's not supposed to have range.
Not supposed to have range. So now it does. So keep it, because you won't get another one.
But does it actually affect it, though?
I can't tell you that. I can just tell you that it's on there. But what I can tell you is they fixed an issue where the emblem out of the airlock was not displaying properly. And also the Stronghold exotic gauntlets were incorrectly granting restoration ×1 instead of restoration ×2 Nitedemon.
Ooh.
So you should be even more restored than you were previously. And Mr. Blue Screen was not a crazy person, because they fixed an issue where the All-Star Cloak and All-Star Mark could not be converted into universal ornaments. So the Cloak and the Mark couldn't be converted. So if you're wondering why you couldn't convert them, because they were broken.
Well, I must first
only
make a
one true
correction.
class can
He
convert.
wasn't crazy about this. Let's
Right.
make a distinction.
Well, they also fixed an issue where the Titan's Lion Might helmet ornament wasn't displaying properly. But good news, players stuck on the first step of Season 22's Toil and Trouble quest will now be able to access the Way of the Witch mission. And if you complete the activity properly to advance the quest line, you'll eventually get access to the portal and the helm, and then all will be good. Affected players will briefly lose access to the Savathun's Spire node until the Way of the Witch mission has been completed to advance the quest. Players who were able to acquire Season 22's Bladed Path quest prior to the Toil and Trouble quest were blocked from ever receiving Toil and Trouble. So basically, we fixed a bunch of quest progressions. Upon logging in, assuming you would finish the Season 23 introductory quest, you got your Toil and Trouble quest, and you could progress it to the helm in the portal and continue the season. Again, you'll lose access to this. Now, they did lots of fixing with that quest line. So if you've been stuck there, go try it again. It should work now. They fixed an issue where the Cabal Missive did not advance the final Strand quest. Collecting the Cabal Missive will now advance the Strand quest. The skimmer grinding would not work when you held the with the hold to crouch command. Now it'll work. And finally, they fixed an issue which text and voice chat were not available for console play. So PlayStation friends, you should now be able to text and voice chat this week and going onward until they break something
I had
different.
that pop up on PC. I mean, I use Discord anyway, but I thought it was weird that on PC they told me that it was broken. So I wonder if that was part of it, or maybe they were fixing it. I don't know. But yeah, that did pop up for me on PC.
Yeah, I mean, it was broken on PlayStation for a while. It was broken off and on Xbox, though they didn't say anything about it. So maybe it was just broken, period, full
Everywhere?
stop.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, those are all the things they fixed.
Good stuff.
And Nitedemon's already made his call to get his fancy Ghostbusters bundle.
I have indeed.
But
I've answered the call.
Have you gotten your Slimer Papercraft, though?
No, because I didn't purchase something from the Bungie store. But if you do purchase something from the Bungie store, starting on March 19th from 10 a.m. PT, you can get a free Slimer Ghost Shell Papercraft at no extra cost. So I'm guessing that's just that you'll be able to print it out and make it yourself.
Put together. So when do I have to do that by? Can I just do that forever? Do I get a Slimer Papercraft forever if I buy a thing?
Well, forever up until the 31st of March.
All right. So the rest of the month, I can get a fancy Papercraft.
Anyway. Yeah. Are you going to do that? I mean, you it is kind of your thing for the movie buff. So are you going to buy just like a pin or something from the store so you can get the Papercraft?
I'm not saying that I have done that before, but I've done that before.
You have.
You would never say that.
But are you going to do it?
Well, they do want to clarify. It is not a Bungie reward item, so you can't earn it via purchases to the Eververse store. You have to make a purchase in the Bungie store.
Yes.
And then you'll receive a link to the PDF with a Papercraft sent via email once you've associated your Bungie store account. Sorry for any previous confusion. So you must shop at the right store to get the thing. So you can't buy the Ghostbusters bundle in the game to get the Slimer Papercraft. You have to buy something else from the Bungie store, not the Eververse store.
Sad face emoji because I purchased it in the Eververse store, but I've now got to go and purchase an extra thing if I want to get that.
You do. It's very important. And Guardian Games update: Hunters won a week, Titans won a week. So we're all convinced that we should make the Warlocks win this week, right? So the games can end in a tie, making this the event it always should have been. Are we all on board with this?
Well, I was in the tower the other day and I was counting the shields because I thought I haven't done this yet. And it turns out that the Hunters have won 7, the Titans had won
7, and then the warlocks were on. If they won the next lot, they would only be able to win 6. I was like, something wrong with the maths here. There's not enough shields. So even if the warlocks win the next couple of days, then it's just going to be an ultimate tie.
Which is how it should have always been. I think that's a fitting into the Guardian games. Everybody's a winner or everybody's a loser, depending on how you look at it.
Don't bring it back again and have us all do this and do hickeys with weighting of things. Just pick a select few. Go, right, you Fallout, you're going to be playing as a Titan for the rest of these Guardian games. You Aztekos, you're going to be a Hunter. You, whoever, cool guy, you're going to be your Warlock. And it's whoever wins out of you 3. Just go with that. I'm happy with that.
Yeah,
we'll do other Guardian game stuff.
Pick something that matters.
Maybe one of you guys can help me out. I was watching a YouTuber. I can't remember who it was, but even they themselves say they would have rathered. I think it was Fallout. I'll double check, but I'm pretty sure it was Fallout. They would have rathered hunters just sweep the Guardian games and be done with it than them continuously manipulating the numbers the way that they are. And I just thought everybody calls me salty for saying the same thing all this time. But to hear an actual YouTuber, like somebody who does this for a living and who arguably is respected for doing this for a living, say the same thing that I've been saying the whole time. I mean, finally, maybe Bungie will listen now that an actual YouTuber has said something about it. Because it is a little over the top, Bungie. I mean,
they're going to bring it back next year. They're going to bring it back next year in its same broken state, and we're going to have the same conversation next year about its same broken state.
That's right.
There's just no other than getting a pile of Taraxiposes, titles, and hullabaloos, or I mean, really the skimmer. The skimmer was the point of playing it this year.
Oh yeah.
Once you got the skimmer, none of the rest of it mattered.
And then I don't know if you've noticed, but because of the skimmer, Bungie has started putting invisible walls up in a bunch of different places that'll kill you. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. Because I mean, like it's like stasis. You put things in the game that's going to drastically change where people can go and how easily they can get there. It's like this is going to break everything. Now where you have to put some walls up so they don't continue to break everything.
Yeah.
Or just let people traverse your game. I mean, you made it, so let them do it. I
don't want us to know about the button on the moon. It's a secret.
The button on the moon.
There's also a Bungie bounty for good. And people are banking moats and raising money for good causes, as they should. Good for them.
Yeah.
But we have 20% off silver starting March 26th. So on Tuesday, you can get 20% off your silver through April 2nd. So you have 1 week. So basically, as you hear this tomorrow, basically weekly reset to weekly reset. You can get 20% off your platform of choice for silver. And Bungie reminds you, buy the silver on the platform you want to spend the silver, because that does not transfer. So if you play on Xbox, I want to buy things on Xbox, don't buy silver on PlayStation or PC. It's going to be very silly.
Can I use silver to purchase the final shape?
No.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Just checking.
But if you were playing Helldivers 2, you could use the in-game currency to purchase the in-game things like that. So,
The service does guarantee citizenship.
It sure
now,
does.
Now, can I wait to buy my silver 20% off and get the Ghostbusters?
No, you're still purchasing in Eververse, aren't you?
Yeah, but are the Ghostbusters going to be there after reset for me to buy it, or does it disappear?
Shouldn't do, should it?
You're the boss. You tell us. Is it going to disappear? When does it go away?
Luke says no.
Luke says no.
All right. Well, then we'll go with no. Because I was wondering, should I wait to stay 20% on my silver?
I should have waited, but I splurged. I bought it now. Oh.
I mean, watch. They'll take it away just to mess with us and go, listen, we're going to give you a sale, but we're not going to let you buy the good things.
Mm-hmm. That'll be the week they remove everything good from the store.
Skate or die, Guardian. Skate or die. Nitedemon, what do you pick? Skate or die?
Die. I mean, skate.
Oh, well, you picked die. Sorry, and we're allowed to skate. So everybody gets die. And we have a player support report. And everyone's dead, so no one's around to hear it. But, they updated the passage of persistence. It actually allows you to persist now. Upon reaching 7 wins, your weekly adept weapon will be awarded. And it'll no longer become flawed at 0 wins. Twitch drops. Everyone loves a Twitch drop. Players should ensure they have successfully connected their Twitch and Bungie.net profiles in order to earn the Twitch drops from the live streams. Once you do that, they will appear in game. Don't look at the Guardian games to say, hey, you have to link your accounts to make your Diamond Medallion work, because that's still going to show that you're broken. But just basically go to Twitch, log into your Twitch account, click the little icon of your little face in the upper right hand corner, go to drops and rewards, and it will tell you A, if things are linked, and B, for the Diamond Medallions or the Echo Diamond and those whole tier drops from the Bungie streams, it'll show you, what percentage of progress you've made towards receiving those. That's also where you have to go to claim them. So even once you watch your 2 hours of streams or your Bungie live stream, you still have to go back to that Twitch drops page to claim them in game. They won't just show up there. So it's a 2-step process. And also you have to claim the things from the Bungie All-Star things in the Guardian Games event by Tuesday when the event ends. So as you hear this, probably tomorrow, claim all your things by tomorrow, or they go away because the event's over. And then they're lost to the ether of time.
Time ether.
And we've told you about the event. We've told you about what's coming. You know what's broken? The word of Peroty hand cannon is using the incorrect stat group when viewed through the API. So looking up in game, fine. Looking it up through the API in any number of apps, good to show you something different. The silver tier achieved triumph will not unlock for some players after acquiring a higher tier score, because it just doesn't want to.
Mm-hmm.
Players who interact with a skimmer while strand grappling will ride the skimmer at an incorrect angle. And when radiant, the Warden's Law hand cannon does not gain benefits from anti-barrier rounds. So if you're trying to become radiant and anti-barrier with it, you're not going to be able to. And that's it. Everything else is beautiful. The known issues article linked does not have any other known issues. Everything else is perfect.
As it should be.
Mm-hmm. And there's movies of the week of a skimmer, and then there's a kitty cat holding a knife. That's the witness kitty cat, the kitness, which should not be trusted.
The kitness.
Don't trust the kitness respawn. Don't trust the kitness. Don't do it.
Oh my god! Did you come up with that name? Because
I did not.
Great.
It is the kitness by Sheeran Searyn.
Okay.
No, it is the kitness.
Oh.
And that's it.
It's so good.
Bungie reminds you to finish your drop-in quest so you can keep your all-star skimmer. Because otherwise, if you don't have the exotic one, the skimmer goes away, and then you'll be a sad panda that you will not be able to skim anymore until they bring it back next year, most likely. Diamond medallions give you 300 points, so getting those done gets you toward your 1,200 point requirement. And if you don't have the heir apparent catalyst, this is me reminding you to look at the quest in the game to get it, and then do the things the quest tells you to, or you won't have it.
Dummies.
Yeah, I don't know. Someone I've heard.
But so to the two of you, before we tune out, right?
Yeah.
If you could
I've already
pick,
tuned out.
what's your favorite boss in Destiny that if you could fight just willy-nilly, who would you pick? And there's a method to the madness. You won't know what it is today, but you will know soon. So just the two of you, if you could pick a boss to fight in Destiny, who would it be?
I like the Dark Blade. That was good.
The one that were you fighting in the darkness? That guy? Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Is it because you were fighting in the darkness, or did you think he was a cool boss?
Cool boss. I could take his helmet and wear it as a Titan.
Okay. Not for the loot, but for the excitement of fighting that guy.
Oh no, it was terror. It was pure terror. Being in the dark with Thrall, an exploding Thrall. Yeah.
Ooh, I forgot about the Thrall. I remember fighting him and him disappearing and all that other stuff.
I like the terror of it all.
All right. Peroty, do you even have one?
The Vex who gets crushed by the Cabal in that strike that's on screen, they gave him a name just to get crushed. That guy.
You want to fight that Vex guy?
Yeah. Since nobody ever has. He gets crushed by the Cabal before you're given the chance. I would like to face him. Maybe he is the one true strongest Vex and had his moment of glory snatched away from him by being stomped on by the Cabal.
Forget what was the gatekeeper, the Minotaur that we had to fight in that. What was his name? He looked like a minotaur with the big horns, and there was that big map with the hole in the middle that people would always fall in. No? Okay, forget it. Anyway,
I know what you mean, but I can't think of which
yeah.
who
He
that
was
is.
a pretty strong Vex.
Yeah.
We had to fight him quite a bit. But
Yeah.
all right, sure. I'll pass on
I want to fight the
feedback.
guy who's no one's ever fought because he gets crushed before he gets the opportunity.
Do you remember his name?
No,
probably
and I'm trying to look it up because I know they gave him a name. I know people have screenshots saying he is a named Vex. He's a named character that exists solely to get stomped on by the Cabal.
named.
Who's the actual boss of that strike? And I'm again drawing a blank on which strike it is.
named.
It's
Vex.
one that's been removed. It was
Right, exactly.
one of the tree of probability. Was it tree of probabilities, or was it the other one that was on Mercury?
Yeah, it's the one where like in the boss room, like he jumps through multiple rooms, and there's the trip mine like shock wall things that come up. I'm drawing a blank on again. Yeah, it's been removed forever.
In the tree of probabilities. Okay, strike boss. Okay.
Let's see.
Lore of the named Vex. There's lore behind this guy?
Oh, of course, there's got to be. He exists to get squished.
Bracken? Bracken. His name is Brachion. Yeah.
No, not.
No, Brachion is the name of the guy that we do kill.
Yeah, but who's the guy he squishes? Whoever that guy is.
Acantho, Skate Lord. No.
Let's see.
Wow, there's a lot of lore. And none of this is answering my question. I'm gonna have to look it up. Yeah, because I wonder if his name like means something. Like in maybe the devs had an employee that was giving him crap, and they gave him that employee's name or something. I don't know, but I want to know what his name is.
No, it's the like the name was something something Vex wise. It wasn't like Todd the Vex Lord. Let's see, is this the one? All right, hold on. I found a video. I think of what. Tree of probability? No, because that's the guy you actually
What
fight.
is the name of the Vex who gets crushed by a Cabal dropship?
It's on the dropship. It's the Cabal boss. Like he jumps up from
Cabal
above
boss, okay.
and crushes him, and then that's the boss you actually go on to fight.
Yeah, I've just seen it. Hang on. It is tree of probabilities. It is.
Okay,
The mini
tree of
boss
probabilities.
lost crushed. Okay, here we go. There's an actual title.
Yeah. So let's see. Rewinder. This is a wonderful podcast content.
I mean, it is. People want to know now. It's the thing.
It's spelled KHARTION. Archival Mind.
K-H-A-R-T-I-O-N.
Yeah. So that dude, the dude who exists solely to be sacrificed.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, I see.
Yeah. Up here. Yeah. It served as the protector of the map of the Infinite Forest that was supposedly the Vex's answer to the Cabal invasion. However, it's destroyed by Valus Thune, who served as the final boss when it attempted to challenge the Guardians.
He was the answer to the Cabal invasion.
And that's like the extent of the Destinypedia page about him. Like that's it here. I'll throw the
No. He was the answer to the Cabal invasion.
Yep. And the answer, apparently, the Cabal did what they did best and just said, "We can just stomp you, and now you're dead."
Well, I was going to say the answer apparently was a true/false question.
Mm-hmm. He apparently has a torch hammer that he never gets to use. Yeah, he can get on the tree of probabilities. He's an Ultra Minotaur, part of the Soul Collective, and Cardian, KHARTION, Archival Mind.
There you go.
And yeah, that's it. So yeah, that guy. That's the guy I'd like to fight. Yep.
Right.
And then on the Destinypedia page, there's the still of him being there, and then there's Valus Thune in the background ready to jump down on him, going squish. So yeah, that dude.
So we've already gone over our tips, tricks, guides, and builds throughout the whole thing. So
indeed, we do. Yep.
Yeah. We'll link them in the show notes, and you'll just have to listen along and find them where you want to kind of listen to where we talked about them.
Mm-hmm.
But if not, you just click the things, and they take you to where they are.
That's what I've heard.
It's like a scavenger hunt.
It is in a podcast.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it's a choose your own adventure.
Who made that video for the God roll for the Traxipos?
Traxipos is a sidearm.
Yeah. Traxipos is a sidearm. Okay, I'm gonna have to.
Titan100.com. Show notes. We'll give you that link from last week's episode.
I went in there and I looked, but the problem is he's got so many links. It's hard to track down the one that you want.
You search for Traxipos.
Oh, I did. I guess. Oh, not in it. Hold on.
Or really, Respawn, you should be opening all of them and watching all of the links. They're there for a reason. They're there just for you. And just like we're here for our patrons who've gone to patreon.com/TTH, like Zep Orbit, who can't be threatened with a good time, the T-Rex King, Scarlet KM, Mellow Mally, Dedicated Wham, and Renard Calant, our Otter Dance Troupe. Our grenade throwers of Carver 2782, Golden God 1562, We Noble, Basically Salt, Fire Squad 1688, and Coderson. And the Day One Raid team, under the tutelage of Deacon, Dimmy Gravy Jeff, and PP Pipe. Thank you for all of our lovely patrons. We appreciate you as you appreciate us. It's we're just here to mutually appreciate. And I think we're done with the show. I'm pretty sure this is where I say thank you for joining us. Your Titans are Peroty and Nitedemon. Your Hunters no one responds in real life. I hope the Warlocks win this week, making an entire shambles out of Guardian games. You should find this show and all of your lovely 3-minute update videos, all the show notes, all the videos we talk about, twotitansandahunter.com. That'll get you to all that information. If you want to email the show, twotitansandahunter@hotmail.com. That'll tell you, all the things. You can tell us things, we'll tell you things, we'll have a good conversation. We're on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Really, just type Two Titans and Hunter into a search box. You'll find the show, you'll find us, you'll find videos. Sometimes there's even live streams. There's all sorts of good stuff out there. If you'd like to join our lovely patrons, patreon.com/TTH. If you want to throw a coffee our way, ko-fi.com/twotitansandahunter. And when Respawn has a router that works, you can watch this show live, twitch.tv/no one responds in real life. And twitch.tv/twotitansandahunter when Nightdemon goes live. He presses all the proper buttons and does lots of fancy things. And go there, press the button, subscribe, and you'll know when they go live. And you can hang out too and get your diamond medallions or your emblems, or because we press buttons and have Destiny things in there, and you can watch us and get drops. And until next week, I'm gonna drop and talk to you all later.
Onslaught.
Yep. See you on. Yeah.
No, I said bring on the Onslaught.
Oh, bring on the. I thought you said see you in the Onslaught.
No, bring on the Onslaught.
Bring it on.
I'm
Let's
ready.
see what
I am
it's
ready.
like.
3 Titans with sweet businesses and Actium more rigs. They don't stand a chance.
Two Titans and a Hunter, a Destiny 2 podcast.
Respawn, this week you have to sing the titles.
What?
My
How
titles,
is that
my
even a
titles are
thing?
broken. You need to sing it.
I don't know what is singable in the titles. What are you referring to?
You got to sing the theme tune.
The theme tune isn't a song. It's just a bunch of beeps, boops, and bops.
Let's do that then.
Beep, boop, bop. There you go.
Amazing. Sounded just like it.
Right. I do have a talent for music. I mean, it's a lot of people don't know this because I haven't been able to be given a platform for my musical prowess. But I can do a thing or two with a tune or two.
We let you sing every week. The listeners like to hear you sing
I
every
didn't say I
single
could
week.
sing. I said I had musical prowess. Singing is not among that.